Yo, what up, people? My name is Lewis Lee, and this is Planning Traffic. And we do this every Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And we do it live so we can talk about cars, boats, trucks, and anything you put gas in. Tonight, we are going to be talking about SEMA 2022. Just got back last week and want to share things that we went and seen. And we had a good time, a lot of folks. I invited some people from that was out at SEMA with me. So I invited them to come on, so they might pop in. But we'll have all the usuals. Let's get some folks in. Got Brian.
What's up, Brian? How are you doing?
A little under the weather. I brought some crud back from SEMA, so my voice might go in and out.
Yeah. You know what happens? They say what stays in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I don't think it happened.
Yes, except for the sickness. What's up?
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Hello, Brian.
Welcome back. Good, man. Good. Back in Florida. Right, just get back right in time for a hurricane. Right in our land over here.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
Yep. Landed in Port
I guess
St.
it's pretty
Lucie.
big too, huh?
Yeah, we landed in Port St. Lucie, and we live in Port St. Lucie. So we got it.
Man, it's always something. Papa Squirrel, you want in? Papa Squirrel's in the one in. All right, we got Ray popping in.
Popping in and out there. Papa Squirrel, what's up?
He clicked on and I clicked him off, I think.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
we clicked at the same time.
Yeah, I was trying to let you in. What's up, Papa Squirrel?
Not much. I had a good time at SEMA. My wife spent too much money again, though.
Hey, that's her job.
I heard that in the background. Hey.
Okay, so listen, I met Brian out there. We had a good time. All the usual criminals were there, and we just it was a real relaxing week. I booked a couple interviews. I did a little bit of business, but other than that, man, I was just going around shaking hands and giving hugs.
Spreading the COVID.
Yep, spreading the COVID.
Who got COVID?
So the reason Brian's saying this, everybody got sick. Like everybody that we were hanging out with came home and everybody got sick. My wife was sick earlier in the week, and then she passed it on to me. But I've been juicing myself up with all kind of medicine, so I'm losing my voice a little bit. But other than that,
I'll tell you what, I didn't even go, and I got sick.
we sent it over to you, right?
Sick.
No, it's this upper respiratory thing, and I probably got it from you guys just from online. I don't know.
That's what happens when you take a year off not touching people.
Yeah, right.
Or so, a year and a half, right? Not touching anybody.
Yep,
now we all come back out and get sick.
My wife Robin she has an upper respiratory infection or sinus infection.
Yeah,
she's been down since we walked back. So, and the worst part is, crazy part is, we're friends with my buddy out in Colorado. We finally got to see him after 2 years. Hey, Greg, what's up? We see him at the show. Hey, blah blah blah. Shake his hands, a little sweaty. I was like, ooh, whatever. Maybe he's just warm. Maybe he's just a sweaty hand guy. So yesterday he posts on COVID the positive test. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Now, the one good thing about my wife is germaphobe. Immediately when he walked away, she whipped out the hand sanitizer. She's all over everything. And I think we averted it, but I don't know how many people infected. He's basically walking around here like spreading the, whatever.
Oh man, that's
terrible. He's probably super spreader? Is that the word they use? He's a super spreader. I feel bad though.
That's terrible. Well, I got mine right here.
That's funny. My wife and I have been to SEMA last year, this year. Neither one of us have gotten sick from SEMA.
Yeah. I think this is my first time getting sick too. Now that you said that. But you know what? You're in the plane too, man. I had some people in there coughing and hacking, and who knows?
Airplane's the best spreader of disease you can find.
Recirculate the germs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Recirculate the germs.
So Brian, you got any good auto stuff that you want to share with us?
Well, we got as we discussed out in SEMA on last Wednesday evening, we launched SpeedTube, which has all of the original content that I own from Fox that I bought last year, which is the TV shows Pink's All Out, Pastime, Drag Race High, and we're in negotiations for about another 8 shows from them. And then we spent SEMA talking, shaking hands as like you, and working with some of the other creators out there to bring about another. We just sent out 5 contracts this week for content creators to join the new channel. And in about, I would say, 3 hours, in less than a week, we hit 1,000 subscribers. We've got, I don't know how many, couple thousand hours in viewers already, view hours. So we're on our way to monetization probably within less than a week and a half, which, isn't bad for us for, a dry start. And really, it wasn't even we did a press release through, through major resources and stuff, but most people that were at SEMA were bombarded. So we just did it so we could get the channel up and running and get the bugs worked out. And then, start loading, because we have a lot more. We have 5,500 hours of content to load.
Wow.
So our goal is PRI. We got a 10 by 20 booth, and we specifically took it in an area which they call is the content creator area now. There's a space in the hall where it's 7192, I think it is. Right, we were trying to get right in front of it, which they just gave to eBay today after they told me. They said they couldn't do it there. Was the entranceway. So PRI has created a new room or area for content creators to either, meet up, do stuff, upload, and as well have a stage. So we position ourselves right outside because we're looking to, at the show, sign up, obviously, market our new channel, but we're looking for a ton of new content creators. We're looking to put 20 to 30 content creators at a time filling this channel up. It's, we're using the business model of it's actually a channel just like the old speed channel was, and using the business model almost like a franchise in the sense that when we market to all of our people that sit under our channel deal. So basically, we're pulling that all together. So if somebody comes and sees, Playing in Traffic, or comes to see Pink's and they see Playing in Traffic, oh, let me go check that out. The content creator that's just starting doesn't have to sit out there on their own trying to fight for that, those eyeballs or algorithm that may hit or may not hit.
Right.
And instantaneously, once we go into monetization, we have a program that we created that basically we split. Right now I think we're 70-30. 70% of the revenue goes right back to the content creator. 30% goes back to marketing and keeping the channel going and stuff. So we're here to support, once again, just like we did the racers, but support the racers and their content creation and hopefully put money back in their pockets so they can go racing again.
Great, man. That's sweet. I got my pen ready. Send the contract. I'm ready.
Not a problem for you for that. Yeah. If you think about it real quick, I mean, if you start today, we've got people that we know that started a year and a half ago and still haven't hit monetization because they never hit the proper algorithm, or there wasn't a video that was similar to theirs by, a big, influencer, as they call it, to push their stuff in the right direction. And as well, they don't have the know-how of keywords, and back end stuff to do through Google and different things through YouTube to actually market, to put people in their position. They're relying on luck and hope that somebody's going to see their stuff, where we have somebody on board that actually does this for a living. And as well, we also hired our marketing team is actually the original marketing person for Speed Channel, Fox. So he knows our product better than anybody because he was the one that actually marketed it. So he's handling press releases. When we market for everybody on the channel, and everybody benefits from it. And hopefully we'll be able in a year or so create a channel so big that, that people could just go on there and we call it fall down the rabbit hole and just sit on there.
Yeah.
Never have to leave the channel just because it's such good content.
That's great. That's great. See, that's my situation. I got 8 years of content. I have over 60,000 watch hours, but I'm only at 600 subscribers because I haven't
We had 600 subscribers by Thursday
I
of
know
last week.
you. Yeah, you told me that, and I was like,
Yeah.
see, I never really pushed for that because the reason I put this channel together is to connect people, and I was never really thinking about becoming a content. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
now
You
I'm
know,
starting to think, hey, I need to do this. So
well,
that'd be perfect.
it's funny you say that because when we met a bunch of people out there, and one of them happens to be a pastor out of Colorado who's a car guy, and he has a program they put together for youth where they build cars, and they have some support from some of the sponsors like Holly and stuff, and they just takes them out, gets them off streets, and they learn the skills. And he's like, we never wanted to do it in the YouTube channel before because we want to make sure that they don't become these YouTube influencers where, they lose track of what they're supposed to do and go off the beaten path. He's supposed, but we realize now that YouTube is a tool to not just monetize, but to get the word out about the organization. And so now they've kind of stepped back and, or we're going to end up, we send them out some stuff, information. We're going to try to work with them to create a kid friendly slash, he's going to control the kids, the content they put in there and not make them into stars and their heads all blow up and think they're some sort of YouTube star, but they're going to use that for there. So, same thing. He started off with the program. He did some video stuff, never really, thought more of a, like you said, bring people together. He brought the kids together. And he's realizing that monetization and the we'll call it a medium is a marketing tool for his, his program. And I think it's going to work out well considering I've seen some of the stuff they put together and it's really good. And kids will be interested to see it. Better than I do. We need the youth to come out there and support this or else we're all, we're done,
Yep, that's true. That's true. That's great, man. Spending a little bit of time away from SEMA with you and the other fellas, you can let your hair down, you can talk a little bit better, and you open my eyes to a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'm like, wow, okay, it's about to go down.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And one other thing too is that we've got Ray Eddings on board, who used to be the what do you call it, producer of and director of Pastime and Drag Race High. So Ray is come on as content. Basically, his job is to bring in new content creators and as well work with them on a program we call content creator. We have a special name we put together, CCP, whatever. From there. So basically, what it is it's a program that if you, let's say you don't have the experience, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't really, you don't have the direction. You have some good stuff you want to film, but you just don't know how to do it. Ray basically can be brought in to go out on, which he's done. We sent him out to Washington already about 3 weeks ago, help out 4x4 Garage to set up their, what we're looking for, the way they should be shooting it, setting up the cameras for him, giving him little tutorials, lighting, and really kind of getting him onto page of what's going to help them create really good looking, high quality content, not just cell phone jiggling around. I mean, good stuff that in the future, let's say, we have that connection between Motor Trend, Discovery, MAV TV, NBC, all those guys. We could take that content, and if it is that good, and we could show run it, and give them the ability to possibly get their own TV show if they want. If not, YouTube is probably a better medium these days than that. But we have that ability, so we created this whole program that we guide them. We guide them. We give them advice. We critique them. We give them the right equipment. We put them right on the channel. We put them into monetization so that they could get money back to put back into their content creation or their business to keep it going. So it's a perfect thing. I don't know if anybody else has that. They all, a lot of people call around and say, "Hey, I want your content," but nobody's willing to help you. They just want your stuff that's done, and they want to make money off it. We're actually probably one of the first ones that are actually going to go out there and help mold and make new content creators, TV stars. So be it, So, and I think it finally took. We fought with Motor Trend and Discovery for the last year. With contracts back and forth that kind of went to the wayside with this whole merger with Warner Brothers and Warner Television. That we went from they want to buy everything we have on the Pink side to hold. We need to get past this merger. to, our budgets are cut, or to we don't know where we're going. We don't even know who's going to have a job. And we wasted 1 year. And Ray and I spoke to each other and said, it's time. Screw these people. YouTube is a bigger platform that's bigger than, has more content than any network in the world. So
Right.
we decided to take all that, and we'll use the money I spent on all that content as a lost leader to put foot traffic in there to create new content, whether it be pastime, drag race high, Panks, or new content from other creators.
That is great. Hold on, I gotta get a cough drop. I'm dying over here.
You're so right about bringing youth into it, because unfortunately, I'm not going to be around a whole hell of a lot longer. And you need young people out there to be interesting. And we need people together to push, and try to influence the government to let us still work on our own stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're sure getting awful.
Oh, they're getting the EPA stuff is nuts.
Oh,
I was
God, is it?
I was at Pipe's booth, Pipe's Exhaust. My friend owns that, and he was leaving for a 2.5-hour seminar for SEMA about the EPA, and what it was not how to fall in line of the EPA, it's how to handle the EPA when they walk into your company, and how to prepare yourself for that, because it's going to happen.
Oh, California is so hung up on original equipment, you can't hardly do anything to a new vehicle. That's why we don't fool, we won't even screw with them. But, we got a governor who doesn't even have his head in the same world we're in.
Yeah.
He wants all electric cars by about 20 years from now.
Yep.
No reality checks at all.
None. Welcome back, Kaufman.
Oh man, I was over here dying. One eye was watering, the throat's getting dry.
You're going to have to get the cough syrup that I have to take periodically, but you got to have a prescription for it, and Lord help you. Don't let anybody see you taking it, because they'll want to buy it from you. Because that's what they use to pour in 7-Up to get high.
Oh, really?
Nobody's getting my cough syrup.
I think my wife had some of that.
What's the name of the cough syrup? What's the
shit? What is the name of my cough syrup?
Jack and Daniel.
No, not Jack Daniels.
Methamphetamine.
That's
Heroin.
hydrocodone cough syrup.
Hydrocodone? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The real stuff.
Serious.
But
Hey,
if I don't take it at least 1 teaspoon a night, I don't sleep. I just hack all damn night long.
You know how I fix that, gentlemen? Whiskey. Whiskey fixes everything.
I just had some really good
I
sipping
can't drink
whiskey at the UD the other day. It was a honey. It was a, let me see. I took a picture of the bottle.
Lewis, you remember, what was that, Alabama?
Yeah.
Whiskey
Yeah.
fixes everything.
I'll tell you something. Wild Turkey American honey. It went down like
Honey.
it went down like honey. It really did. It was very nice. Very nice.
Hey,
Gotta get a
we
bottle of that.
were down in Alabama, and this is what 5 o'clock in the afternoon. These guys were at the pool drinking. Him and Dwayne.
Uh-huh.
By the time we got there, they was already tied.
We drank that night almost 2 bottles between the two of us of whiskey.
Damn.
Big bottles.
Big bottles.
That's
Wasn't a
a
little
lot.
stuff. That was an interesting evening. I don't know. I ordered some food from somebody, didn't I?
Yeah.
Uber Eats or some crap. We never left. Everybody went to dinner and lunch. We never left. We had dinner at
At the
poolside
pool.
from Uber Eats, and then the guy comes over. You guys need to go to this rattlesnakes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got the Uber. Don't worry. Let's go. And they all wimped out. Can't hang.
Yeah. We have good times when we meet up, man. It's a great experience hanging out with you guys.
Oh, it was a great time in Vegas on Fremont Street. I'll tell you, those
Yeah,
guys were heavy out there. My God, woo! Those guys know how to pour some drinks on that street.
Yeah, Fremont Street is it's one of a kind.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad we went out that night. We were like, oh, we're tired. I'm like, come on, let's do it. And then of course,
wait, tell us about your burger run.
we got back. The ladies were cold. They wanted to go back. They were tired. We were up since 6 o'clock. Walked the show all day. Did Fremont Street. Drank 20 gallons of whiskey. We go back and Sam and I are at the same hotel, and he goes, man, I gotta have some In-N-Out burger. I looked at him. My wife goes, no, you don't. I said, don't tell me no. Don't ever tell me no of any. I'm just not that guy. You tell me I can't do something, that's the worst thing in the world. And I looked at him. I said, so his wife goes, they close at 1. There's no way you're gonna make it. It was 12:49 or something. I looked at him. All right, women. We shuffled them up to the rooms. We got them in the rooms. Turned around. I said, I'll meet you down here right away. Literally threw her in the door. Closed the door. Said, talk to you later, honey. And we ran 12th floor down. Met him in, we bumped into each other in the hallway. And he looked at me. He goes, go. And we ran through the actual casino, got out front. And the only thing there was a cab. He goes, cab, whoa. And we jumped in. And it was like, we're on a mission from God. It was that shit. We said it to him. He goes, where do you want to go? He goes, In-N-Out. He goes, which one? I'm like, oh, shit. So I pick up my phone. I go, that one. He goes, well, there's something. Like, no, it's 1.3 miles. So he's like, all right, I'm on it. And he was like the greatest taxi driver in the world. I mean, the smoke was flying out of the tires. We come out, we're doing the whole in and out of traffic deal. We cut from the left lane across, made a right turn, like drifting. We pulled up in front. It wasn't even on the main street. We had to run up like a deal. And I think what's that area over there? I forgot what it is, where they have the shopping mall. Right down the middle on the left is In-N-Out, and we're running. And I looked at him, and he's looking at me, and we look like we're going to die. I go, keep going. He's like, I don't run. I go, neither do I. And I'm like, I can't do this. He's like, hey, come on, let's go. It was just ridiculous. Let's put it that way. We literally got there 1 minute. Walked through the door, security guards right there. Come on in, gentlemen. I looked at him, I go, we did it. Now we're heroes. You know what I mean? Because if we didn't make it, the wise one said, I told you so. That crap, We sat back and took a picture of the sign, sent it to wife. He sent one there, and then we're sitting there eating our burgers, just sending pictures to him. It was epic, So we did the mission. 2 men did it and got it done. And then we went back and we stopped and saw Kevin Tents at the bar and hung out for him. It was a long night.
So Sam was talking about In-N-Out Burger earlier that night. He's like, man, I got to go before we leave.
Yeah, we went. He knew exactly what to order. He goes, number 1 with onions, fried. So, okay, whatever. Funny. I'll listen to you. I don't know. I don't come from that coast.
I don't come from that coast.
That's crazy. Where the rest of the fellas at? I hope everybody got the link.
They're all sick.
Yeah, everybody's sick. So Brian, what was your favorite car out at SEMA this year?
How could you ask that question?
I can tell you right now. I can almost tell you that one of my favorite cars was stunned by was, if you remember where Ford used to be in that area where Toyota was, come right down the steps right there. I think that's a 30 something. There was candy apple red, 2 blower, the 2 turbos sitting in the front of that deal. I probably have a picture I could just add to a link here or something. But
I got a picture. I got a picture of it too. I'm about to pull it up.
That car was stunning.
Had the twin turbos in the front.
Yep, right up to the grill and the nose. Yep. Amazing car. Yeah, that thing. I walked past. I go, what? Hold up, and I looked at everything.
Yeah, I actually took a video of that car, and I went back to it. It just kept hitting me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
one of those deals.
Now I've got another car which actually was built by Will Posey. That was an Impala. If you looked, he was in the. Hold on a second. I'll tell you which booth he was. He was in the sound deadening booth. What's the name of that one over there?
There it is.
Let me see here. I got notes. I took notes. But yeah, we did videos on that as well. We did actual SEMA video. I spent Friday just doing a little bit of filming, around. We just did the walk around. Yeah, that's the car. That bastard right there. Oh yeah.
No joke. It was
That
no
was
joke.
somebody was on cue on that one. But
Yeah.
so one of the cool things was Will Posey, who won Builder of the Year for this Impala that he built, and it's called, what was it again? Hey Ray, what's the name of the Impala? Dirty Martini. Will Posey built it for what's the guy's name again? Dan Duffy. That car, gentlemen. So one of the nice things is having some connections and Ray knowing people, we knowing people, is that car. We talked to Dan. He's in Georgia. He's going to take the Dirty Martini down here to the studio, and we're going to do a new a new video segment for the channel called Speed Lab, where we bring in, once again, supposed to highlight the racers, highlight the builders, bring them in the studio, interview them, do a whole breakdown of the car and how it was built, and put together a complete video of each one. So we're going to bring in the Dirty Martini. The build was $1 million for that.
Wow.
$1 million build. The car is stunning, won everything. It's going out to Scottsdale. It's coming up there. It's going to go, I think it's on a whole tour that by winning that they put it on. But
What car was it?
It was green. It's an olive green Impala. I can tell you here, called Dirty Martini. Let me see if I find a picture. I did video. I don't think I did a picture.
You know, this year was really nice because there was a lot of cars and a lot of people there, but it wasn't overcrowded like it usually would be.
You're right. You're 100% right. We were able to actually walk around.
Yeah, it was really the only thing was wrong is the weather. It was so cold. I mean, it was 50s.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was perfect.
That must have been why my wife and I were getting such strange looks.
You're wearing
Most of the
shorts.
time we were in t-shirts.
Yeah. Man, I took one pair of pants out there. I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. And it was warm back here in Ohio. It was 70 degrees.
Let's see here. I'll show you a picture here if I could get it pulled up. This car is just phenomenal.
So one of my favorite cars was Justin Nichols. His he was in the Cooper Tire booth. It was, I forget what year car it is. Or let me see if I can pull it up.
Justin Nichols from Nichols Paint and
from Nichols from Wrenched, the show Wrenched.
You know, it's funny. He just got a contract today for us to do content.
Listen, that young dude is killing it. Oh,
That's the Dirty Martini right there. It's hard to see.
That's nice.
$1 million. So yeah, so we actually we spoke to him twice, and today we sent over the contract and to be a content creator, and he wants Ray to come out there and get him kind of set up because they've always done the work. They've never done the filming. They've had an outside filming deal. So between you and I, that was one of the ones, as long as everything goes smooth on the contract, we were going to announce, and he was going to come out to the booth out in PRI. That's the kind of stuff we're trying to put on this channel.
Yeah.
Like you said, he is talented, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know the size of the shop?
Yeah, he just built
1,000 square feet.
Yeah, it's big. He just built it.
That's amazing. That's insane.
When I tell you that, I believe he's in the top 5 with Foose, Dave Kingdig. He's right in that mix.
Yep.
And he's young. I think he's late 30s.
And maybe late 30s, you know?
I'm trying to find it. Let me see. Nice guy. He's going to come back on the show. He's been on here before, but he's going to come back on. He said, if I can break him away from big business, you know.
Yep. Well, hopefully we talked to Kevin Tense about that night when we got back, and we talked about SpeedTube, and he said that he had a few seasons of his original programming that he had sitting there that he might be able to share depending on what, who's got the rights and everything. But I'm hoping that if we get Kevin on there, I've always been wanting to work with him. I pitched a bunch of shows to networks with him on it. And I just think he's one of the most talented guys out there when it comes to paint body. And he's just incredible. And what a nice guy. He doesn't get any nicer than him, you know?
Yep.
I met him at SEMA a few years ago, and they were he had his black 63 Impala. Anyway, it's one I was staring at it because the stitching in the seats was good. The body work was phenomenal. And I was talking to him about something, and my wife took a picture. She said, "You're need to. I want to try a different one." And Kevin goes, "Wait a minute." And as she was taking a picture, he took a washcloth, pretending like he was taking the shine off my nose. The guy is just the guy is just super
Personal, or how you say
personal.
it?
Yeah, he doesn't make you feel like that I am this great builder, phenomenal body workman, painter. He
Yep.
just but he, oh my God, can he paint?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you can get down.
Another one we got signed up is already. Oh no!
Terry,
Wait, hold on. I gotta miss my hair. I gotta get my fro going here. Watch. I'm gonna do this for you. Ready? Watch.
That's what I do with my cat. That's what I do with my cat.
Do it like Terry Wilson now. Hold on.
I'm gonna send you a whole box of Afro Sheen.
Look at that.
there you
Yes.
go.
I get the
No,
curls
straight
going.
right up.
And you go like this.
Okay, Brian, it's your turn.
Back to normal.
Come on now.
Terry Wilson.
What's up, everyone? How y'all fellas doing?
Hey, Terry.
You
Yeah,
didn't
that's
get
good.
sick coming back from SEMA, did you?
You get sick?
I got a cold, yeah.
Oh, everybody except for me. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Sam,
And
got
me.
it. Mike's got
We
it.
didn't get one.
Dwayne's got it.
Really? Who?
Sam, his wife. Dwayne, my wife.
Me
You
and
too?
His wife got it.
yeah, we all got the crud.
I got it too, yeah.
You got the credit. Maybe you're the one that spread the crud. We all hugged you. What's the
That's
deal,
it.
bro?
You guys are the next wave. If I'm in lockdown, I'm coming. You guys are paying my bills.
I'm taking a trip to Maryland right now to give you a big old hug.
Come on, baby. I'll take you for a ride.
Where's in Maryland, man? Who's in Maryland? Where in
I'm
Maryland?
in Maryland.
What area?
I'm in Silver Spring area.
That's where my partner Alex is down there. He lives in Silver Spring.
Oh yeah.
I lived in Severna Park, West Annapolis, for 20 years.
Yep.
Had my shop
Yep,
there. 20 years my shop was there.
Oh yeah.
Millersville and Glen Burnie.
Oh yeah. Yep.
How you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm in Spencerville, and I'm in between Silver Spring and Baltimore on the I-95 corridor there.
So Terry Wilson, when you signed up for SpeedTube?
I was gonna give you a call tonight, but I figured, okay, let me wait for the weekend. Everyone get back and settled in, and we'll
I
talk.
signed up. 5 contracts went out this week. One of them happens to be who? Lewis, we just spoke about.
Mr. Nichols
Justin Nichols.
from Wrenched.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason,
Where's
I can't
Mark?
find it.
Do you guys ever hear of Carcheology? He's a gentleman that Ray knows that has a really good presence. His stuff is awesome on YouTube. And he's like, I'd love to share my stuff on yours because, he loves Ray, number one, they're great friends. I watched it. It's good. It's good stuff. He's great on camera. And he does that old crazy shit, like almost like George Barris stuff, finding those, rebuilding them right there. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good stuff, man. So
Nice.
we sent him a contract out. Did you guys, when you walk around, did you see that Mustang Fox body? The guy owns Drift America.
Was it white?
I think it was
Yeah.
black. It was a black coupe, with the whole drift deal. He runs a drift company out of Colorado. He's got hundreds of hours of content, and he's got a small YouTube following, nothing crazy. But he says he saw what we were doing. He's like, oh man, I'm ready. And so contract went out to him. So it looks like we're gonna compile some stuff up, and then of course Terry Wilson, and then
Hey.
of course. And of course, Louis Lee. And then we've got my buddy Chris Harris, who was there with the African American drag racing league or whatever it is from there. And he owns a drift deal and the Roll Racing Association, American Roll Racing Association. So we talked to him. He's got some old footage and stuff that he shot, and it looks like we might do some events with him this year. And then Will Posey, who built the Dirty Martini, owns a what do you call a road racing deal called Grip. So looks like Ray's going to go out there, and we're going to do a whole deal with them on this whole race series they have out there as well. So could be a big year. Could be a big year.
That drifting stuff is really. I'm really surprised somebody hasn't grabbed a hold of that and and produced it anymore, because that's a huge thing. I can't even tell you how many shops that I have that that have drifting cars in them and do those events and so forth. I'm really surprised that there hasn't been more money pumped into that sponsorship wise or whatever.
Very talented drivers.
Yeah, you're gonna have to Google.
Ray's at the studio window over here. We have a window that looks out into the studio. Yeah. It's a one-way glass kind of deal. He holds up snowmobile racing. He was on the phone. Yeah, he just did. One of his associates has a snowmobile racing association or league. What's he got? League. And so it looks like he's trying to work a deal out where we do snowmobile racing as well. What is it? And motocross. What the hell? We'll do it all.
Do it all, man. Yeah.
Terry, do I give a shit? Never have.
It's funny because, like, not too long ago tonight, me and Kevin Tetz were talking about you because he says he's on board.
Yeah. I was talking. I tried to get hold of him, but I know he's busy as hell. But when we did the magical run to In and Out, he was supposed. So here's the deal. So at Pipes Exhaust did an Airbnb, and what they did was out there they had they did a full spread. In other words, it was out there where they bring in all influencers and all their buyers like Summit and Jegs and all that stuff, and they come out there and basically they have a party. So Kevin was supposed to be out there with Ian, and I was out there, and Sam got invited too. So Sam and I went together, and I was waiting for Kevin to come out. I'm like, where the hell's Kevin at? He's supposed to come out there. He missed it, man. It was unreal. They had a chef out there cooking their shit, booze, crazy. And I'm like, man, I can't. I was kind of upset I missed Kevin, and the stars aligned because when you heard about the Sam and I made the run out to In-N-Out Burger deal, you read that on?
I heard about that.
Oh yeah, you missed it. So we made a midnight run or whatever. We're coming back into the hotel, 2 a.m. in the morning. There's Kevin sitting at the bar. Hey, and we started talking. I told him about the speed tube. He's like, I'm in. He goes, I got three seasons. So, I was really happy because, like, man, if I miss Kevin, I just really wanted to. I was telling them, I actually have PowerPoint still sitting here that about 4 or 5 years ago, I pitched him probably to 8 or 9 networks with some different projects because he's so good. You know it. He's just good on camera. He's good. He's good.
Very good. Very polished.
There should be no reason why he's not, huge. He should be as big as Foose and the rest of those guys. He's that good. And he's great on camera.
And he's a rocker. Remember that. Don't forget that.
His hair. That's the best. Has anybody seen his pictures from when he was? What was that? What's the name of that band? I remember it.
Nova Rex.
Nova Rex. He had the full. He wore the spandex and leather pants.
Sebastian Bach, man. Bring the house down tonight.
But it was good.
Hey, so I want to kick out. We were talking about drifting. Did you guys see the Ken Block thing at on the strip? They shut down the strip on what night did we leave? Friday about 5 o'clock. We got stuck in traffic. We were there for 2 hours sitting at one light.
Oh geez.
And they blocked off the street, and they had the Indy cars run up and down. They had them run down past Bellagio all the way down to what other hotel? Probably a mile of the strip, right? So Ken Block comes down. He's in a Audi
Quattro.
Yeah, he comes down, right? He's coming down the street, and he slides backwards. Now he's rolling backwards,
sliding backwards,
and he slides through the. You know how they have the
like an apex. They had two corners, so you got to make that real sharp turn. And he just comes instead of doing one of these numbers like this. My man just came down and just started sliding backwards and just went forward.
Yep. He slid past the medium and then went back down the other side of the street. Man, that dude.
He
no
had
joke.
to have been going about well over 100. He had to be cruising and cut that. I mean, just the car looked like it was just out of control, but it was in control because my man just kept sliding in.
Listen, the whole time he was going backwards, he was spinning all 4 tires. They were all smoking.
Yeah, it's on his Facebook or his Instagram reel. They showed all the reels because they're getting ready to release another segment of his
Gimme Kana, whatever the hell they call that crap, whatever he calls it. But Barry Maguire went on Facebook, put a video out of him sitting at one of the slot machines, and down the middle pulls in Formula One car comes driving right down the middle of there's a burnout on the carpet. And he wasn't supposed to release that. He had to walk it back and take a picture of him because it was supposed to be for a promo for F1. But it was cool. It was 2 a.m. People are sleeping, and they're driving a Formula One car
in the hotel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nah, but that burn that stunt that looked like a Red Bull, commercial. It was just sick. How do you get that good? Where can you practice that?
Well, they shut down the roads for him. They shut down Los Angeles, Mexico.
But they got to.
If you watch the video, there were like 3 sets of marks before the other mark that they released. So
he was practicing.
He was practicing it.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But how do you get that? It's like how do you get good enough to be part of a bobsled team? When we were in school, it was like, yo, Terry, you going to football practice? You going for basketball practice? Hey, Terry, you going to bobsled or you luge practice? Where do you train? How do you get good enough to go to a facility to train to be a bobsled? Yeah.
You're so right. Money.
Well, you know what? Ken Block, though, he did a lot of those events, those drifting events. Yeah. And so you got to have the top dog somewhere, man. That boy's no joke.
Yeah.
I know what Terry's saying, though. How in the hell do you start from nowhere and build yourself up to that level of competence?
Think about all the sports.
You just hang it all. It's just like the last race that Ross Chastain dude did, where he had to beat what's his name to get in to be in the playoffs, and he did what he did on the video because when he was a kid playing videos, NASCAR, whatever, and he put it to the floor and ran it against the wall of the track. The wall. He hit the wall and slingshot around and beat the guy. It was either who was it? Was it Harvick, or he beat one of those guys out so that he could make it into the playoff. Now, where did he get that idea? When they asked him, he said it's from playing video games. Dude, I mean, you just got to do it. And now after all that, now NASCAR went back and is now trying to figure out how to write a rule so you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the stupidity of it. But that's the dude that he was playing video games. He was playing NASCAR whatever year, and he didn't realize it, but he was playing against Dale Earnhardt Jr. And Jr. called him out and said, "Hey, I want you to go in the car." You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, Terry. You keep working on your good looks, and you'll be a movie star. Don't worry, man.
But like I said, where the hell? I mean, unless you live up in I don't know, Minnesota or Alaska, how do you train for that shit?
November at the end.
Well,
because you got to be good enough to qualify to get to spend that money. Nah, okay, Mazzono, you're right.
Sorry, hold on.
You hang it out in the parking lot. You hang it out in the parking lot until the cops come and tell you to go home.
When you got money, you could keep cracking those cars up because you have another couple million left in the bank. So you buy like 30. Sooner or later, you're going to get good.
You're going to get good.
Reg it up, jump in another one. Reg it up, jump in another one. I do it. Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, what about all the guys doing all the BMX stuff and the motocross doing the triple backflips? How do they do it? Go to Travis Pastrana's house, who used to be you're a Maryland guy. He was literally about 4 miles from my house. You go in his backyard, and he had
a Ram.
and he has 2 or 3 what do you call it, dumpsters filled with foam in them or whatever, and he used to practice into there. Yeah, that's how he just practice. Now he's got enough money, he can just do what the hell he wants.
Well, now he's a race car driver. This guy.
He's anything he wants to be. With
That's
that much.
He's
what
anything
they
he
are.
wants to be. Exactly.
That's 12/7.
Well, gentlemen,
Also, don't forget good medical insurance.
oh, yeah. I have to take off. Terry Wilson, speak to this week. Lewis Lee, talk this week. Gentlemen, very nice meeting all of you. And make sure you get off there. And we're just about to hit 1,000 subscribers in less than 5 days, which is not bad. So if you guys could do it, we're about 20 or 30 off. Go subscribe. Tell your friends.
Subscribe to
it.
what? What's the name of it? What's the name?
It's if you go into SpeedTube TV.
Be paid by appearance date listed.
Oh, that's appearance date is 12 something.
Where's one?
SpeedTube TV.
Just pay it.
I got to reverse my
So the
card
check
down.
cleared. I can do my checking account. with those.
I'll definitely check it out. I definitely subscribe.
so-
I think I probably already subscribed, but I'll do it again.
Go to SpeedTube, and it's SpeedTube TV on YouTube, or go to SpeedTubeTV.com or Instagram. All that stuff. It's all hooked up, ready to go. We're close. We need a few more bumps. Not bad for a couple of days. And we really have. It was just a quick announcement. Our big deal. Terry, you're going to be a PRI, so we'll have you out in the booth.
I'll be a PRI.
We're bringing the pastime podiums with us. Play around with those a little bit. We have the originals. Yes, we do. We own those. And we're going to do some video stuff. And I've got an announcement. My app, I'll be introducing my vehicle inspection app there as well. First ever pre-purchase vehicle inspection app in the world. So it's going to be a big time.
It's sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
Right now,
on it.
all right, gentlemen. Once again, thank you so much, Lewis Lee, for having me out. Nice seeing you guys. I got to get the road here. Got a ton of more work to do.
All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Be safe.
You got it. I heard the playing. I heard playing back there. Take it easy, guys.
All right, later.
Hold on a second, Lee.
All right, Terry. So I asked a question. What was your favorite car at SEMA or truck or whatever?
Ooh. That's hard.
It is.
You know what? I'm going to say it. The Ring Brothers, that blue
Ford.
Mustang. Yep. That blue 69 Mustang.
Oh, easy.
Listen, Ring Brothers.
Take it easy, Terry.
I'm
Are
going
you
to say
sure?
Listen, the
I'm
Ring
gonna
Brothers,
say Ring
Brian,
Brother. Yes.
they're not playing.
I think anything they do is always in the top 2.
Oh yeah, yeah, easy. Now listen,
I'm
while
going
we were there,
to send you a red velvet cake, Terry. You're really starting to warm up to me.
You know what? Instead of the cake,
What was under the hood of the Mustang, Terry?
like what's it called? I'll take that tool chest. But
It's
the Ring
sitting in my
Brothers, they
storage
have that
unit.
blue, that baby blue. We got to talk. I need one. But they had that baby blue, almost like the blue on the screen here, like where it says private chat and all that. They had that really baby blue, pretty 69 Mustang. And you know what it is? I'm not out of between Ken Dig, the Ring Brothers, and Foose. I'm more of a, I guess it's hard to say because I like it. I like the car to look like the car. The Ring Brothers, they sometimes they go a little, to me, I mean, I love their stuff and I respect it, but for my taste, they go a little over the top. Like they had a 69 Camaro where they made the roof kind of go in like the new Camaro, and then they put like a crease going across the car, well, down the pillar, and I'm just like, see, to me it's just not necessary. Whereas that Mustang looked just like a 69 Mustang. I mean, you look inside that car was nasty. It was just, when I say nasty in a good way, I mean, it was done right. But the exterior looked like a 69 Camaro, Mustang with subtle touches, tastefully done. And I'm not one where you got to have like it overdone with the flares. I like a flare, but if it's like 4-inch flares on each side where it just makes the car look weird. That's not my taste. And that 69 Mustang, they did that car. I mean, I was very impressed with it, and I have to give it to them. Yes, it's a Ford. You know. Yeah.
Well, we have
What
them on
was
the
it?
list.
Did it have a Coyote in it?
It did. It did. And I tell you, hold on a sec.
We have them on the list to come on the show. I talked to them, so they're going to be guests. And they were that car that Terry's talking about. They're videotaping from somewhere, another country. They were videoing because they're going to put it in the video game. And they were taking every inch of that car, a picture, like film and pictures. So it's going to be in a video game. I'm trying to find that Kim Block joint here.
Yeah, if you go to his Instagram, it's all over. I mean,
oh, is it?
Yeah. Let me see. I can't remember.
It is. It's incredible driving on the strip, man. It was pretty sweet. Now, Terry, one of my top cars is the Nichols. Justin Nichols. Yeah. See, that ain't your style. See, I roll that bad boy all day. He made. But listen, you got to look at the fabrication. He made turbos and put them inside the lights, like the can lights.
Yeah.
He put the twin turbos inside the lights, man. You should see it. And I can't find a picture. Something's going on my phone.
All right, hold on a second.
His Instagram. His
Right
Instagram is KBlock43.
Like we got the special honor to have Jim Ring here, one of the Ring brothers, and we were just kicking it for a little bit, and you made a statement which I believe everyone should hear. We were basically talking about, like when you put an LS in a different car, no matter what it is, or either, hell, you can even do a Hellcat in a Ford, who knows, whatever. But could you just repeat what you just told me?
Don't be afraid to do what you do because it's yours, and whatever makes you happy is what's important.
Exactly, and we were just looking at this beautiful 69 Mustang, and it's giving me ideas, and that's what you guys do. You guys inspire people, and it's a blessing to actually sit here talking. Thank you. I appreciate it. We out.
Now, he had just told me that he did a Mustang prior with an LS in it. He says, if you want that car to run right, you put that LS in it, because I was telling him about the 69 Mustang. And he told me, Jim Ring says, you throw that LS in it. Forget about all that other stuff. Put that LS in that Mustang. And, like if someone says, and that's what he was telling me. He says, if someone don't, who cares? One, it's two, you're a big dude. They're not going to talk crap to you. I'm like,
all right. The cake is not coming to you anymore.
I'm not getting the cake now.
The order just got rescinded, I think.
It was Jim Ring. It wasn't me. I
know. Yeah, I
know. So I was like, could you repeat that again?
He's
really nice guy. Really nice guy.
Yeah, him and his brother, man, they and his wife, their wives too. They were just real down to earth and
cruising around. They had cars strategically planted all over the place.
All over the place.
Aren't they out of Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
In a farm neighborhood, like there's nothing around them. It's just them.
Yeah.
And they're building hot.
Maybe not having anybody around them keeps them from being disturbed so much.
Yeah. I like that Pantera they did.
Yeah. Yep.
Now here's the thing.
Years ago.
My favorite car from them is that Prestone car still to this day. That Prestone Javelin. I love that Prestone Javelin.
I like the Winnebago.
If they say you can have any one of the Ring brothers, I'd be like, might as well fork those keys over to that Javelin, because that's the one I want.
I think I'll go with the Chevelle, the recoil.
That Pantera they built, they put an LS in that.
Now what's that? Ken Block. Oh, this is okay.
Hold on, let me see if it'll start here. So they shut down the strip, and he's going through Paris right now. What happened? Oh shoot. Sorry, guys.
This is the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sounds like a dentist drill.
Well, they slowed it down right here. This is the second time when they slow mode it.
Looks like the
That's
tool
the
truck on a hot
turbos,
Friday
man.
night, Brian.
What?
Looks like the tool truck on a hot Friday night.
There it is, right here. That's the move. Now the medium is right. He's going around the medium right now.
He's going around that.
There he is.
Yeah, good thing he doesn't have to pay for those tires.
You can get. You're right. You can get rid of 4 sets of tires instead of 2.
Instead of 2.
Yeah.
Is that an electric car?
No, it's a Audi Quattro. Twin turbo.
Sounded like an Ocho, not a Quattro.
But they said that this car here, I can't remember. I'll have to find it, where it literally destroyed like 200 sets of tires when they were making this video. And that was always a problem. I mean, but even back in the day with the race Quattro, the UR Quattros, when they were running them in the Can-Am series or whatever that was, they were tearing these cars apart. And as the tracks were falling apart, these cars were advancing even further. They were the heaviest car to make them so people would race against them. They were actually had to add weight to the car. And these were the heaviest cars on the track, still kicking everybody's ass. Those cars are nasty.
Yeah.
Audi Quattro.
All right.
Yep.
But when they break, you gotta
They're expensive. I know. I got one in the backyard. When it breaks, it's expensive.
Mortgage a house. You know, that's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah. So Ed is in the chat, and Daniela, that came on a couple weeks ago, she was there.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
what Ed said.
It's awesome.
Ed, didn't you post some video of her airbrushing on like put on the spot too?
Ice Dragon.
Listen,
Yeah,
she
that
was
was
putting
cool.
down some paint, man. That girl, she was, she was nervous because they asked her, that they just asked her out there. They're like, "Hey, you want to paint?" And she was nervous, but me and Tyler kept going by, hollering at her,
I'm sorry, what?
giving her the thumbs up, man. And she was spraying, boy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's no joke. She's a good artist. Yep. Ed, thank you for introducing us to us.
Is Ed Beers here? No,
he's in the chat.
Oh, Ed, what's up, Beards? How you doing, buddy? I miss you, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we gotta connect up. He's right in between us, Terry. He's like halfway in PA.
I know. When I come on out there, I'm gonna definitely stop off and check him out for a day. So
yeah, yep,
yeah.
So we ran into a lot of the people that came on the show, and it was a great week, man. Except for the weather. If it wasn't for the weather, man, it would have been 100%.
Yeah, how was the weather up there during the week?
Sucked. It was like 50 degrees, 45 to 50.
Yeah, last Thursday when I came on, Ray was teasing me because I still had my beanie on.
Yeah, man. It rained.
Papa Squirrel stopped by. That was cool to see him.
Yep. Papa Squirrel and Debbie are troopers, man. They always show up with their own
100%.
chairs and everything.
I have to show up with my own chairs. I can't hardly walk now for any distance. I run out of steam after about a couple of 100 feet.
You got to get one of those hover rounds, man.
I think I might rent one next year.
Listen, a couple years back, me and about 12 guys, we rented them, and we went all through SEMA, right? And us being car guys, we had to see what they would do. So we took them down the strip, and we were racing and jumping curves and going through bushes, all kind of mess.
Yeah, no wonder they come back damaged.
Wasn't me. SEMA, it was not me.
Uh-huh.
What's nice is when you pull up to a car to take a picture, people move out of the way because they think you're handicapped. So I was getting good pictures. I was like,
don't you want to hover around?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was about 15 of us. We all rented them. It was a whole bunch of us. We was rolling like a gang.
I would have.
Hey, how did Fremont Street go?
Well, Terry, tell them how Fremont Street went.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't out there.
That's right, bum.
Listen, let me tell you something. SEMA, it was so stretched out and it was great, but you're doing an easy 40,000 steps a day.
Easy.
Your ankles are hurting, your knees are hurting, your hips are hurting, because let me tell you something. When you go to SEMA, man, you better work out for about a good month prior, because you're gonna walk a marathon, and then you have the fun to do it the next day. So you have a couple of hours to rest up. These guys went to Fremont Street. I went to my hotel. I was just like, Lou, to tell you, I was like, I am tired.
Yeah, he was out.
You know, I was out, man. And plus the lag and everything. And but no, it was fun. It was fun. And of course, I'll be there next year doing it again. But
yeah, we had a good time.
It was
huge. Nice. It was really nice seeing everybody. Here's the Fremont gang.
They let you all walk around in public?
Yeah. They didn't even ask for our ID.
I figured you had somebody following to make sure you weren't doing anything nefarious.
Nefarious.
There were some girls there spanking people with whips, and I was trying to get Tyler to get whooped, but he wouldn't do it.
He was getting whipped in spirit.
I was like, I won't put you on YouTube, I swear.
Oh, he knows you're not telling the truth.
But we didn't go down. Now Sam and them went on Halloween, and it's just so crowded on Halloween. You can't even walk. So we went the day after, and then we went down again. I think Thursday night. It was nice trip.
And see, that's what I envy about you. You got enough energy to walk all day long and still do that shit. I barely can make it through the day.
You know,
we've had to leave early.
Listen, I slowed down because I used to go when I was hanging out with West Coast Custom guys. They'd go to all the parties, all the industry parties. So we'd be out all night, man. I wouldn't get back to the hotel till about 5 a.m. and then get up at 7 or 8 and hit the bricks again. That's when I was young. That was 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Of course, it doesn't hurt that I'm 72 years old and have rheumatoid arthritis and everything else. Damn it.
Yeah.
Getting old.
Yeah, but
sucks.
the fact that you were getting around, man. You getting around.
Yep. Getting around.
Hey, I am not stopping moving because there's too many nice things to see there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There's just too much stuff. I didn't get out and look at the drifter or anything, but God, the cars inside. Of course, I have to take my wife there so she can buy more tools.
Hey.
Because she goes around, she finds them. We always have a budget for tools, and it's usually a couple of $1,000s. And I can't even work on anything much anymore.
Did you guys get anything good? What'd you get?
What we're going to get is a lift to put in our backyard.
Oh, yeah, she was saying that. Did you guys find one?
We found one. Now I got to figure out exactly how we got to set up the foundation and that.
Okay.
Hey.
You gotta use what is that?
JB Weld?
No. It's like God, I can't remember the numbers now. 687 concrete or something. Stuff. Yeah, you gotta use and you gotta have
it It might be different out there in California, though. They got different regulations.
But you got to have at least 8 inches of a pad, 8-inch deep and 3 feet wide where the posts go.
Yeah.
Because I know guys that do it on a regular floor that's 4 inches, and they put a pickup truck up in the air, and all of a sudden they come in the morning and it's laying on the side of the house because it pulled the post out.
When we put one in, we're going to follow the directions carefully.
Yeah.
Because I am allergic to being crushed.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I came close once because I was stupid and had a 64 Oldsmobile up on railroad ties, all 4 tires. I took the drive shaft out.
Oh, boy.
I didn't have it blocked properly.
Mm.
And
Took
I
off
crawled
on you.
out of that SOB and leaned on it, and it rolled off those things. And I'm looking at that, thinking about how close I came to being crushed.
Yeah.
I decided no
pancake.
more stupidity. Always use blocks and everything else. So,
Yeah. Yeah, you really got to, and it's all time. If you take an extra 2 minutes to check stuff and do stuff, you kind of stay safe that way.
Yes. And that's one of the reasons I made it to 72 was at about 40, I started looking very carefully at what I was doing. And I get overly cautious. I've got it up on a jack and jack stands and blocks. And it ain't going to move because I still got a lot more money to get from the government.
Yeah, right. Now here's what I found when I get hurt or have an accident. It's always, I can do this real quick and jump up on a ladder or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm only going 2 steps up, and that's when you get hurt. The other day, I was cutting some wood, so I came in, grabbed the saw, and I was going back out, and my safety glasses was right there next to the saw. And I started walking out the garage, and I was like, you know what? Let me go get my safety glasses. It only took me a couple seconds to go back and grab them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now that I'm getting older, I start thinking more like that. When I was younger, I was just like, oh, man, let me cut it real quick. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, let me close my eye. I'll close my eyes when I cut it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the first big beef I had about American Chopper. Well, they'd be working on a frame, and actually, I didn't care that they did it, but they had that kid Cody working with them, that young guy. He was in high school.
The young kid, yeah.
And Tuttle Senior was showing him how to weld, and he just they were going to hit the arc. He was just turn your head, and he strikes the arc. I'm like, this is a high school kid, and you're on national TV.
Yeah.
Terrible. That really.
That ultraviolet radiation will penetrate from the side too.
Yeah.
It's
closing your eyes doesn't block that light.
No.
I see a lot of guys do that too. Hit it.
Oh, I know they all do it.
Yeah.
I had an uncle who was an ag teacher, and I didn't understand why. And I was like about 8 years old. When he'd go welding, he'd chase me out of the room. Because I wanted to watch, but he wouldn't let me because I didn't have a mask or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I found out many years later why he did that.
I was drilling a piece of metal.
I was roughly about 5 years old, and my dad was welding, and he tried to chase me off, and I snuck back in, and I'll never forget waking up in the middle of the night, like sand in my eyes, and I could not see.
Mm-hmm.
Tears, my eyes just producing so much water, tears, just trying to ease the pain or whatever. And I thought I was blind. And after everything calmed down the next day or whatever, and I could see and whatnot, my dad said, "Hey, that's why you don't stare at the arc."
Yeah.
Yep.
So no, you're not blind. You're just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it was even funny because I have a mask, and I used to weld up some trailers for a guy, and one day I had 3 or 4 of them to do, and I got done, and the wife said, nice suntan and burn. And I was like, what are you talking about? Now in my work shirt, I had the first 3 buttons undone, or first 2 buttons undone. And man, my chest was peeling for 3 days later, and I never even thought about now, I have a jacket and everything, I get all, cover up or, protect myself. But man, I tell you, I just didn't really think about it. I mean, I had my mask. I mean, but still, it'll burn you.
Speaking of masks, you didn't only shave, you got a haircut too.
Yeah, you like it? I did it myself.
So did I.
You do it with a straight razor. Yeah, Louis, you're a sexy bitch, man.
Yeah. I was going to go one more layer down. I mean, one more number, 2 more numbers down, but I can't find my little tips. So I just, yeah.
Are you getting married again? What are you doing?
No. I just do it about every 6 weeks.
Very nice.
Gotta. I was starting to. I said I was old enough to let my hair grow long and wear a ponytail, but my problem is my hair grows out. It doesn't grow down. So I grow it pretty good.
You have the problem I used to.
Yeah.
Mine didn't just grow out. It got super curly. Somewhere in my background, I got somebody with some really curly hair.
Yeah, I'd give Terry a run. I'd give Terry. Well, they'd think we were brothers if I didn't use my as my daughter says, my accessory pair of reader glasses and my accessory hair clip. You know what I'm saying?
It's 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so hopefully next year we'll get everybody on the screen here out there to SEMA, because we have a great time. Great people, and even if you're not doing business, you know what I mean? Like this year, I went out for business, but I made sure that I was just relaxed, you know what I mean? If I didn't see somebody, I didn't see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my list of people who I definitely got to see, and things I got to take care of, but for the most part, I was just like, yeah, go with the flow.
Yep.
And I was so glad to run into Jim Ring, and he set me straight on Mustangs and LSs. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, stop, Terry.
69's a nice car. That's what I feel like too.
So Terry, I'm probably going to stop out there at the Ring Brothers shop when we go get your truck. Yeah.
Cool. Ask them for some pointers. Be like, just put down what you think should happen.
Yeah, they're no joke, man.
No.
Yep. So we had a good time, and it's great seeing the friends. It's great meeting people that's been on the show that we've never seen in person before. This is great. It's like you've known them for 20 years.
Yeah, Madavi, I never met him. I talked to him on the phone, but I never ever met him. Now to think about it, it's like Tori too. I never met Tori.
Mm-hmm.
Tori's like the Oz, man. He's like Oz.
Yeah.
I had Tori in my garage.
Yeah. I never met. He was supposed to come down that one time when I was at your show, right?
Right.
He's supposed to come down. He for whatever reason. I think he was sick. Yes.
Yeah.
He was sick, but he called in.
He's gonna be at PRI.
That's what Sam says. Yep, he says so too.
He better be there because I got his rims and tires in my truck.
Oh wow.
So you got sick, Lewis, huh?
Yeah, man, I got a cold right now. I'm eating cough drops and taking all kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I figured it would have been done past already, though.
Well, what happened is my wife got sick, and she's been sick since she got home. When did we get home? Saturday? So she got sick, and then she passed it on to me. So now
I got home Thursday.
It's kind of funny because I've been rock solid, but last week I went up to Walden, Terry. I had to go to Walden.
And you didn't stop by.
What a little town that is.
Yeah.
I had to go up there for a wake, and then I had 2 car club meetings on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I was around people, and all of a sudden, I just came down with it. It's like it's upper respiratory. It's kind of like a cough, and so I just started banging water, vitamin C, and then I took some airborne, did some of that. That stuff is great. Now my, I mean, like I think I went back up to about 8 or 9 grams of vitamin C a day. I mean, that stuff just burns everything out. So yeah, it's like I think whenever you're near people that you're not used to, because I don't quarantine myself. I'm out in the world. I don't, I never really stopped. But there's some strange stuff going around, and the thing is, can you fight it off? That's the big thing.
That's
if you can't fight it off, you're in trouble.
My wife has always said that she practices what this one nurse, when she worked at this nursing home, said: infection control, wash your hands, don't sneeze in people's faces, keep your face, stay as much distance
Keep your fingers
as you
off your
can
face.
from people.
Yeah,
keep your fingers out of your face. And she's always bugging me about that. Infection control, wash your hands, all that. And that's why I don't think I get so sick when I get around large groups of people, is because she's got the hand sanitizer out, And sometimes I'm just lucky as hell.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lucky as hell.
Yeah. I usually when I get sick, I don't get 100%. I don't get 100% sick. I'll get like a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the environment you work in. I mean, you're seeing all sorts of microbes walking through the door, 2 feet away from you. You're getting blasted. Or do you have one of those walls up next to you? They give you
No, I'm wide open. They're cheap. They didn't want to put them in.
They got bulletproof walls here in the city, I think, in the buses. Drivers are getting stabbed, shot, tased, you name it.
That's crazy.
Just tased.
You ever been tased?
Usually if I'm...
Go ahead,
You've been tased, Lewis?
Usually if I'm fighting... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Fighting what now?
Go ahead, Isaac.
Usually, if I'm fighting something, I eat raw garlic. I peel it, I put it back on the molar, smash it down, and take something sweet and swallow it down. And when I think back in 2020 at the beginning in March, I caught all the symptoms were that of COVID. My doctor's office had shut down and everything. But I buckled down, said my prayers, and then I started eating garlic. I started eating it every hour on the hour, and that's when I started bouncing back. But I swear by garlic. It's harsh, but I swear by it.
Hey.
I don't eat raw garlic, but I'll eat it in my spaghetti and everything.
Yeah, buddy.
I love garlic.
You can't have spaghetti without garlic. Come on now.
That's true.
I'm growing some garlic in my hydroponic system right now.
Oh yeah, nice.
Are you sure that's all you're growing?
Yeah. I got all kind of different lettuce. I got like 10 different lettuce popping up. I'm coming to green thumb, boy.
Yep. We'll see you on live PD this Friday night.
Hey, with no shirt on.
I got a really good grow light I was looking to sell.
How much you want for it?
I don't know. The frick thing is heavy, man. It's heavy. It's got to have a transformer in there. Ooh.
Oh, you got an old school. I need an LED. New school.
Yeah, this is old school. The bulb's got a big old bulb in it.
Oh, no. You trying to suck all my energy out the house.
You turn it on, you hear it go boom.
Those are over 500 watts.
I was at
You trying to run my electric bill up.
Yeah.
You just got to plug it into neighbors.
Yeah.
That's how they caught one guy.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
About a block from us out here in the country was his neighbor called up and complained about my electric bill has suddenly gone up from or whatever it was. He said, I don't know what's going on. So the power company sent out somebody out there to inspect, and they looked. He had laid a line from his garage to this guy's meter and hooked into it. But he wasn't smart enough to hide the line or hook into it from the top where it comes into the meter. And they traced it back to his house. And my firearms instructor said that was an interesting raid because he had a lot. He'd been tapping off of 2 or 3 neighbors. We're not that close around here.
Busted.
Oh yeah.
Well, I had a associate that rented a house and he grew in every floor. And when the helicopter flew over, marijuana lights up like a light. It's like neon. They said the whole house was lit up.
That must have looked great. That must have been cool as hell.
So the whole house and half the block was lit up from this dude's house. He had weed on every floor.
I think I've noticed in the city parts around here, they've changed the street lights to a bluish ultraviolet light. And I think that's why they did that, was so that when they pull a car over, that the weed will glow in the car.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm telling you, it lights up like a spotlight.
Because I asked my officer friend about it, and he didn't really make a comment, but I noticed that they've been changing all the lights over, and it's bluish. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a bluish LED light. And I'm like, I bet you anything, this has got to do something with when they pull people over, you start to glow or something, if you have something illegal or whatever. But we had a few of those houses, Lewis, like you said, where they would just rent them and gun them out and all the floors, and they would run. I mean, they would, when they get caught, or when they would bug out, I mean, the houses would be trashed because they literally had a sprinkler system inside the house. I mean, and they would run the exhaust fans up through the chimney to all the smell would go up through the chimney, so it'd be higher, so you couldn't smell it like that. It's crazy stuff.
We find that some of the hardware stores around here sell an awful lot of dehumidifiers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's how you can tell when somebody's growing, because they put all these dehumidifiers in to try to put the moisture out of the air, so that it didn't rot the house too bad.
Yeah.
And I was talking to one of the guys at our local hardware store, and right after they made marijuana, quote unquote, legal, he noticed that they were ordering in a lot of dehumidifiers. And I told him what they were used for, and he goes, huh.
Mm.
Hey, he gonna sell them.
Yeah, learn something new every day.
Yeah,
that's it. But yeah,
I've always wondered about that, because around here, I've noticed over the years, Customs and Border Patrol would be flying over, but they'd be in their helicopters doing real odd patterns, like they were covering certain areas, certain houses. And of course, I just ran in the house and hid. That's only because every time I go through a border check, I have bad luck. They try to pull me out of the car.
Wow.
It's that mustache, Isaac. I didn't want to bust on you, but it's that mustache, son. You
don't fly very much, do you?
I from time to time, but not. It's been a while. But I'll tell you. I actually, coming back from Nogales over the border, I almost did get pulled out of the car. We had to go look at a ranch I was doing security at the time, and we had to go look at a ranch. And coming back, and I had pulled a 12-hour shift the night before, and I'm not a good passenger in a car. I have a hard time sleeping, so I was sleep deprived. And coming back, the agent asked for us to state our citizenship, and I pulled out my driver's license and I said Arizona. And she's like, "Okay, sir, I need you to state your citizenship." And I said, "Yeah, Arizona." She said it again, and I said, "Duh, Arizona." The guy was with. He's like, "You need to calm down, dude. You're gonna get yanked out of this car.
Yeah.
She's about to yank you out really fast." And I went, "Oh shit, United States citizen."
That's funny.
That's
And
one of
the-
those weird questions when they ask you that. Are you a United States citizen? No, I'm retired Air Force. Why?
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That's funny.
Well, and about 2 years ago, we were coming back from a fishing trip, and there was a checkpoint, and the dogs were in the car, and they were barking, and I could barely hear the guy. He was asking, and I'm like, I can't hear you, and he said it again, I can't hear you, and then he said it in Spanish, and I caught it, and I United States citizen, and he realized with my panic and stuff. Him and his partner started laughing. My wife's laughing. And I'm like, here we go. Another time I'm in through a border
Yanked
Mm.
right on out.
I'm about to get yanked out.
With my color, every time I flew from here to Birmingham, Alabama and back, at least once I would get pulled out of the line to be checked a little better. And I
Deloused.
told, I told this one guy that was behind me, I said, this pale skin, does it look like, somebody who's been a lot in the sun? He said, no. He said, I look like a terrorist, and they pulled me out. He was originally from Pakistan. We were laughing about that because always something. Smear you,
Yeah.
check you for explosives is what they were looking for.
Gunpowder.
So wiping me down for, good grief.
That 1 year that I went to Vegas for our tool show, and I was getting a new computer, and I've said this story before, but my computer had a crack screen, and it was missing a 2, and the M was gone, and it was in rough shape, but I was taking it to the show to buy the new computer. Of course, I go through, and they pulled the laptop out, and they told me to turn it on, and I went to turn it on, and they see how bad the laptop is. They were like, don't touch it. And then they wiped it down, and there's gunpowder residue on it, and next thing you know, I get yanked in the back room with the with the computer. And I look back, and the wife goes, I don't know you.
Off the end of the bus.
I'll be on the plane, so
You don't have to worry until they come in with the rubber gloves.
oh yeah, well, we went round and round, and finally, everything. I mean, I turned it on, and it worked, and I had to explain, and of course, I said, we were going through, and they were like, oh, that's why we see all those Mako guys. That's what it is. I said, we're going to a convention in Vegas, and of course, the place is just flooded with people wearing Mako stuff and all kinds of stuff. And he goes, oh, is that what that is? And finally, it all calms out. But I was like, dude, this was that was a hell of an adventure.
That's why I don't like to fly. I don't like
I
being
hate it.
pulled out of the line and stuck in a separate little line, and you can't talk to your wife or anything. And
Yeah.
I am not a fucking terrorist, guys. I spent 24 years in the Air Force. I'm not a terrorist. Just leave me alone. And
All right.
don't expect me to tie my shoes real quick because I can't. The arthritis is so bad I have to have slip-ons. Don't expect me to tie my shoes real quick because I can't. I don't want to fly.
You would think with technology that you wouldn't have to take your shoes and your belt off anymore. You know what I mean?
Not anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I know when we flew to Atlanta a couple years back, we went through like a body scanner.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd think, like, I agree with you. You'd think that you don't have to take everything off.
Yeah. My wife went through the body scanner and they checked her braid because they said it was too thick to go through. And then they put me in the body scanner and they checked me out because, sorry, sir, it couldn't penetrate you. And I'm like, I'm not that fracking big. So they had to pat me down and all of that. And I'm thinking, if I'm too big for their scanner, God help some of the people that I know.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, fellas, I got to jump ship.
You
Early
got to go
flight
to
tomorrow.
work.
But we got a lot of good guests are going to come on. I ran into everybody, and I threatened the guys that said they would come on last time and didn't.
Mhm.
So I had to muscle up on them. So they said they're going to come on. So we got some good stuff coming.
Tell them you send Terry to talk to him.
Yeah.
Did you take out the lotion and tell them, look, you either come on or you're getting doused with this stuff? It don't come off.
Yeah, hey, you can run your motor on it. I'm telling you, this stuff's no joke. But yeah, what else? I got to tell you guys something else. Oh, anybody watching live, please go to SpeedTube TV and support Brian, because he's spent a lot of money and time on the old Speed channel. He bought the rights. He bought the rights for all the racing, all the car stuff on there. So let's support him and subscribe and try to help him out. And I will see you guys next week.
All right, Lewis.
All right, Lewis. Take care.
All right, everybody stay safe.
Later, Lewis.
Hope you get better.
Thanks.
Stop licking the steering wheel.
Right? No, the window.
Yeah, that's it.
I could get very graphic and say something, but I won't. So I'll be nice.
Yeah.
Boy. So, Brian, what are you out in the truck tonight?
No. In the garage. In the office.
I didn't think you had a drop ceiling in a truck, but I saw your Tide Pod thing, so I figured maybe.
Oh yeah, no, I brought it in. I've cleared out a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm hopefully I don't know, like I said, I got a little bit more to do and get some stuff straightened out, and hopefully I can start making a bigger mess.
Nice.
On the car. So
I've been making friends with my mechanic because he's just opened up a temporary shop and he doesn't have anything really. And so we just took him over some file cabinets, going to take him over a hydraulic press,
a
few other things. Hey, I'd gotten them and didn't need them because some of them I'd gotten given to me.
Mm-hmm.
I figure, hell, if I can make brownie points from my mechanic, maybe I can get some stuff done.
I'm trying to find a press now. I had one at one time and I got rid of it, and I'm trying to find another one. Yeah, I really don't want to. Huh?
One of the things I didn't take from home from work, you got to see, I had 2 shops and an office. It's all here, but one of the things I didn't take was a full size press because I just said, all right, you just got to, at some point, you got to say enough already. And then the guys at UD gave me a small tabletop press. And I'm like, okay, it's not a full size press, so you can't do everything you would do. But when I wanted to put studs in the axles, no problem, not pop them in. So
is that like an arbor press?
No, it's got a bottle jack on it. You got to pump it.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know how many ton it is. It's it's not, like I said, it's not a full size. So that's what, 20 ton.
Yeah.
This is obviously
that
less
was
than
what
that.
I gave Fernando, was a 20 ton.
I'm not really doing a lot of, I'm not doing hubs and wheel bearings and all the big stuff. So, sometimes you just got to force something a little bit, So.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't see myself using it, but it's just one of those things that if I could come across one for the right price, free, it's mine.
Right.
I really don't.
Mine.
I know. I've looked at. I usually every year when I go to Expo, I usually pick something to buy. Like the one year I bought the new welder, a new plasma cutter, and I bought a scissor jack. I've gone back and forth about a new compressor, but I keep saying I might buy a press this year. I don't know.
Yeah, a press is good because then you can always, instead of beating yourself up, you can do an Uncle Fester and you just stick your head in the press.
Yeah.
Give it a couple cranks and you say, "You stupid idiot! No, one more." Ah!
Yeah. So, but I've been, like I said, doing all that stuff, and hopefully I can. I got the only problem. Actually, I don't want to say it's a problem, but I had to move a few things here that I really didn't want. I want to put them back in my storage unit, but it's just a temporary thing.
Yeah.
I had that box that I repoed, and I had to make room for.
How'd that go last Friday? You had like 3 boxes you were picking up, right?
Yeah, I know. I still have. I got all 3 that I'm waiting for. One of them is a replacement. The only problem I hate saying the problem I have. It's the issue. 2 of the guys for the replacement boxes have moved out of my area.
Oh.
And now I got to track them down. I got to track them down, and I don't know how I'm going to do this.
So you mean you had an easy day on Friday?
No. No, that's not easy. That was a pain. Actually, it worked out because the guy came by here first thing. I was supposed to be their last stop, but the guy knew the traffic that I have around me. He said it's easier to do in the morning, so
yeah.
I didn't miss that much on Friday.
Good.
When he came and dropped.
Getting some weather this weekend, man. It's coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
You'll get it before us, but it's supposed to be Saturday. It's supposed to be kind of nasty.
And they're talking about the temp. Yeah, it's supposed to be rainy.
And
the funny part is, the leaves have finally all fell off all the trees here, and I was like, well, this weekend I'll just cut them all up and get it all done. And now it's probably going to rain the whole time.
They said, well, tomorrow here it's not supposed to start raining tomorrow till tomorrow evening, so you'll get it in the afternoon, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Saturday.
And they say Sunday it's supposed to really drop off.
Yeah.
I came home what was it, Monday or Tuesday? Monday and Tuesday, and I came in and said, "We're turning the AC back on." I said, "I'm not putting up with this crap." And the wife was like, well, "It's going to get cold again." And I said, "This is not cold yet, so we're turning the AC back on."
Yeah.
So, but today as the day went on, it got a little chillier, but I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, so I've been told now that I've been indoctrinated into a new club.
Uh-oh.
And the patch will say Romeo.
Romeo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Retired old men eating out. I'm like, all right, I'll go for that.
I like that one.
I'll go for Romeo. Cool. I like that.
That's funny.
I'll buy that. So I was going through moving some stuff around, and I found another old book today. This is Machine Tools and Their Operation by Colvin and Stanley.
Wow.
Part 1. It's a McGraw-Hill book, and I looked. This thing is dated 1922.
Wow.
And it's in like pristine condition. It's like, it's like all the pages are. There's no. Well, it's got all sorts of tables in it. This is. I gotta look through this thing. It even has a pull-out page. Oh, it smells like an old book.
Yeah.
Man, it smells like an old book. That's cool. I want to tell you, Brian, when I was at the UD last Saturday, I was bumping around, and they always have crap everywhere. I mean, the place is just. It's really a repository because people bring stuff there and say, "Here, I don't need this. I don't want it anymore. Like, you guys take it."
Uh-huh.
So there's always like new wheels laying around and tires and engine parts. And now there was like a couple of hand trucks with just chemicals and 5 gallons of brake fluid. And an older guy had a shop. He was working out of his house and he stopped for whatever reason. I don't know why, but he just doesn't. So he sent all the stuff over there. But laying on top of one of the piles, what do I see but one of these?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Same edition. It was the 3rd edition, and it was kind of curled up and beat up a little. But I was like, hey, I took a picture of it. I actually took a picture of it. I said, that's pretty cool.
That's funny.
So, yeah, you never know what you're going to see.
I tell you, man, I can't tell you how many of those books I've given out. Those books have everything in it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And I did get something today, Ray.
Today you got it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fast. Okay. Now that's from the boys at the UD.
Yeah,
I keep a bottle right here.
Yeah, I haven't I was tomorrow I'll
They made sure that you got one with the squeeze nozzle on top. But what I did in the garage is I took a regular bottle, just like an eyedropper a bottle with an eyedropper, and I put it in that because I'm only using a drop or two at a time. It's so viscous.
This is that blower motor stuff I was telling you about?
Yeah.
This smells very similar to that.
Okay.
But it was clear. I mean, this has a yellow tint to it.
They may tint it on purpose. Well, you could look. There may be ingredients on it. I don't know. Well, that got there fast. I sent that. When did I send that? Tuesday, baby. Tuesday midday. So I'll tell you something. I went to the post office first.
Uh-huh.
And the only problem I noticed is even though it was tight in the box, if you shook the box, you could hear liquid moving.
Oh, I was wondering why it came UPS.
So I know the post office gets finicky on that.
Yeah.
But I went there anyway because, I never know where to go. I never know who's got the better price,
Yeah.
I said, shit, I should just drive the shit down there. I hate paying shipping on site. I really hate paying shipping. So I go to the post office, and there was a guy there instead of the woman that's usually there, and he was pretty cool. And he said, anything hazardous? But now it goes through litany. No. He goes, what's in the box? I said, it's cologne. Because I figured if he shook the box, he's going to hear liquid. So I said, it's cologne. He goes, oh. He goes, we can't send this. I'm like, what do you mean you can't send it? He goes, well, cologne has alcohol in it. And, we can't send alcohol. I was like, you rotten son of a... Really? So he goes, I said, well, it was a flip between you or UPS. He goes, yeah, you go to UPS because they'll send anything because they have their own planes. I'm like, they send it ground, but okay, good. So I can rip up the tickets now that I know you got it. Yeah, good.
Yeah, it was funny because actually I got home tonight and the stuff was all piled up, and the white box that it was in, I was like, man, this is a really weird box. And I had sent something out for repair, and I kept trying to make it that was the repair item because I was like, man, that's really weird. And I first put it on the tool truck. I put everything in the tool truck. I came in to eat, and I said, I told Brianna, I said, you got a box. It's in the truck. I'll bring it in. And I brought her box, got her box, and the way the box fell over, I saw your return, the return address, and I said, well, that's nothing from Matco. And then I said, that looks like Ray's writing, and I was like, what's Ray sending me? And so this is kind of funny.
I just figured since I don't get any packages from you, I'd send one to you.
Yeah, I was like, man, I tell you, this Ray.
It's kind of like priming the pump, it's like priming the well.
Dropping
a little water in there, right?
Dropping it via UPS.
Yeah,
he's like, you lazy slouch, get off your butt and send me my stuff.
Yeah, it only takes a day and a half.
I know it takes a day and a half, and it's been 4 months. Poor Ray. I know, I'm terrible.
Hey, now
5 months, but who's count?
Yeah, I know.
Now don't stick that bottle under your vanity in your bathroom and forget it's there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm really surprised.
This stuff, Isaac, if you don't know, it's a lubricant that the MTA. That's what these guys said. He works at the MTA, the bus company, and I don't know what the hell they use it on city buses. I have no idea, but I've used it to lubricate ratchets and just if I need a light lubricant on something where you don't want to have a lot of residue or whatever. the stuff just works great. So, and he heard me talking about it, I think on the show or whatever. I don't remember how the hell we got into the.
Didn't you post a picture of it too on the Motormouth Facebook?
I did because when I did the ratchets, I put it was a picture.
Yeah,
so,
that's
so
right.
Brady said,
I
hey, you know
remember
what?
that.
You got to send one of these over to Matco Man. I'm like, what? He gets the bottle. He goes, so you got to send them on with the dropper top. I'm like, look, he's set up for however he wants to do it. But yeah, okay. I said, yeah, give me it.
No, I will.
So
I'm
even
always looking. I mean, I like. I mean, well, they've changed. I mean, we went from you name every type of solvent grease that there is. You know, we've had all kinds of stuff, and actually, it's starting right now. But they finally redesigned the pawl piece, so I hope that they've.
Did you see the video Clay did from SEMA? I'm trying to think of the name of the company that does. They make these ratchets and they make sockets. It's a weird name, but they showed how there's a piece between the pawl. There's under the pawl. There's another piece, and they said their engineers found out that 72 teeth was the optimum number of teeth to keep as many teeth in contact at all times possible. And they said anything less or anything more, you didn't have the same amount of percentage contact. So they came out with this intermediary block that kind of, and the whole pawl, like everything just kind of shifts. It floats inside the ratchet. And they get like unbelievable torque loads. So they had a new 1/4 inch, and they're selling the same size. It's a 1/4 inch body with a 3/8 head.
Yeah.
And they said though you can put the torque of a 3/8 ratchet on this one with the 1/4 inch body because they have such great contact between the pawl and the ratchets. Go on Clay's channel and you'll see it. He just did them he did it from SEMA, so it was last week.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look because I don't know. It wasn't Apex, not Apex. It wasn't AJ. Was it AJ Manufacturing?
No. Let me see. I'll let me see.
Kudo. What's that other one? Kudo.
It's a weird name. I wasn't familiar with the name. Let me see. I'm looking through my library here. Boy, I watch a lot of videos. Holy shit! Now I'm watching these videos of guys using crazy glue. A guy took a cigarette, and it's the only thing I don't like are these videos the guys make when nobody talks because they're foreign or something, and so it's just video. But he took cigarette. He burned the cigarette and took the ash. Finally chopped it up and added crazy glue, and then the thing starts to smoke, and he used that as an aggregate, like to fill in a hole where a screw wouldn't sit, and it sets hard as concrete. It's unbelievable. So I'm watching all these freaking crazy glue videos now. Okay, Koken, Koken.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Familiar with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, Koken Tools. It's an American company.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw part of that video.
Okay. Watch the one that Clay did, not the one that Joe did, because from Joe's All Star Tools.
Yeah.
Not my favorite guy anyway, but talking about no personality. But yeah, the one that Clay did, he was actually talking with them at SEMA, and they had bigger displays, and even their sockets. They had a big socket that was cut away, so you could clearly see what they were trying to illustrate.
Yeah,
but it looked interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Joe is selling the 1/4 inch ratchet for $80. And the 1/4 inch with the 3/8 head for $90. And then they had a longer one. I don't think he said the price on that, but I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I know that because that was one of the problems. They were saying that it was like a what is that called? Hydraulic. Like a hydraulic lock. I mean, because the liquid would get in between the pawl, the gears or the teeth in the pawl,
Right.
And it would be like a hydraulic.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, again, it was a summer day. I was bored, so I'm out in the garage, got the music on, and I just started pulling all my ratchets apart, and I lubed them, and I hit them with a little bit of grease, and it was fine for a while, and then it wasn't so fine anymore. They were skipping and slipping, and it got cold in the winter, so I had to redo it. So yeah, just very light, something very light is all it's needed. But and I gotta say, in all the years I've been using tools, I've only broke one ratchet.
Yeah.
And it was a Mac. And that was that one I told you. I had the set of fine. It was when the fine ratchets first came out. And it was I guess, I know what it was. I was using an impact gun with an impact saw. I was taking chassis bolts out. So I had the impact gun on one end of the bolt, and I had the ratchet with a socket on the other end, and it just broke the ratchet. I don't know if another ratchet would have survived. I think probably it would have, because I've done that before.
Yeah.
So only because it was a Mac, but it was one and done. Never. And I know guys say they break ratchets all the time.
And, dude, I go through. I mean, I can't even tell you how many I have. I mean, I go through rebuilding.
Oh, you can tell us. But how are they breaking them? How are they breaking them? Or why are they breaking them? Like, what are they doing?
I don't even ask anymore.
When you did ask, what did they tell you?
Some of them would say I was doing this. I was using it when I shouldn't. And like you said, most of the time is exactly what you're saying. What they do is because they hit it with the impact on the other side to hold. And I don't know what would be a really fair number, but I would give that like 4 or 5 times you could do that, but it's going to break. It's going to break that paw. And
I could see, I mean that I can see that doing it. But I can see a guy telling you, I was just putting the valve cover on, man. I was just tightening the valve cover bolts and it stripped. Yeah, right.
I've gotten to the point, and most guys after 20 years, they kind of realize, because I used to get all these stories like, I don't know how this fell apart. You know what I'm saying? It exploded or what? I was like, look, dude, I don't even care what you did. Just give it to me. Let me go fix it.
So look, it's not 3 o'clock in the morning, and you walk through the front door, and your wife is standing there asking for an update.
Yeah, I really don't care what happened. I'm just give it to me. I like when they give me a socket that's like, it looked like it burnt up and re-entry. You know what I'm saying? And the guy's just telling me that it just came apart or it just broke. And I was like, you put this on a hot. Yeah, I understand. You were trying to take an exhaust manifold off or whatever, and they just look. Oh no, and I'm like, they just don't turn that color in your toolbox. They just don't. They don't turn ice blue.
Well, with the ratchets, they're embarrassed to admit they were misusing it as a hammer when they broke into somebody's house and hit somebody's husband.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly it.
A 1/2-inch drive ratchet, a 16-inch 1/2-inch drive ratchet. That's a weapon, man. That's a weapon.
My daughter carries one in her car.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a tool, officer. I don't have a deadly weapon in my car.
Right.
Yeah. They, one of the biggest, and on these impact stuff, especially when they're impact driver, it just rattles the crap out of that stuff where they actually start putting it on the packaging, not warranted against if you're using it on an impact driver, because
not warranty against stupidity.
Yeah, because those things will just rattle the shit out of everything.
So I see that now Mako has put the Infinium line at a 20% reduction.
Yeah.
So they it's like, keep going, guys, keep going.
Yeah.
The only 2 ratchet wrenches I've ever broken, I broke the whatever the hell you call where the ratchet goes into the socket. I've sheared it off right there at the base.
Yeah.
Wow, even that, like, how do you do that? I mean, on a hand tool, that's
cheap hand tool, and you
Okay.
don't know how strong my wife is.
Well, a cheap hand tool, then all bets are off. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray, we got. I mean, I know you want some power stuff. You got to tell me. The only problem is they're doing away. The only thing we're going to keep with 12-volt stuff is, I mean, you get a pretty good deal on some 12-volt stuff, but the problem is that's going to be discontinued, and the only thing we're going to have is
No,
batteries.
yeah, if they get rid of the line, it's not going to pay to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll stick with your other brand, your new brand.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Everybody's going to 20 volt anyway.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm seeing.
Well, now
20
that's the
volt
thing.
and
I started buying some Milwaukee. That's the M12, and now they got the M18. So it's like, okay, it's like I hate to mix and match because then I like to keep things kind of the same. But I know things are going to change. But I'm so light. I'm so easy on my tools. My stuff will last a long time.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm going to be honest. I have a lot of 12-volt stuff myself, and I'm going to fill in the few pieces that I'm missing with the 12-volt because, like I said, it's not being beaten on every day, so I'm not too worried about it that way. The biggest thing, the only thing that I will admit, and of course I've done it, and it works on a lot of that stuff. I don't know if I should say this out loud, but I've taken a 16-volt battery and I've made it fit a 12-volt.
Okay.
So
interesting.
And it's not that you have more power, you have more amp hour. It's a longer lasting. And I mean, that's the whole thing between 20 volt, 18 volt. They even do it with their M12. I mean, I'm learning more about the Milwaukee stuff as we go. I'm not aficionado and everything, but they have different amp hour batteries for those. And of course, that's the money part. I mean, either you're going to spend $80 for a battery or you're going to spend $140.
The tools usually come with the 1.5 amp. Now you had sold me a couple of 2 amps. And then I bought a 4 amp for my my inflator.
Yeah.
So I wanted that just to last longer, and it does. It lasts a good long time. But I see a difference between the 2 amp and between the 1.5 and 2. And then that picture I sent you from Home Depot the other week, those were 3 amp batteries, but in the small case.
Right.
Which is that's nice. They added, they got another amp out of the same. Which is very nice.
So that's the hardest. That's the hardest part that I have with with my customers in general, because they see a bigger number, they think it's more power or stronger. And it really isn't. I mean, it's because of the amp hours.
It'll last longer under the same amount of use.
Yeah, it's just lasting longer.
Right.
And I think that it's also maybe I know that I might be speaking out without, but I know they have that with the quick charge. I don't know if it's something to do with charging also, the technology and charging, because some of the batteries will say quick charge and some don't. So
you'll have to look at that. I don't know what I have.
I know with our Infinity line, if you're at a certain percentage, you have a 15-minute quick charge.
Yeah.
Where, you can recharge your battery. Well,
I know that batteries heat up when you charge them.
Yeah.
And the faster you charge them, the hotter they get. So I think a slow charge is what you really want for getting it completely. It's like a deep cycle battery for getting it completely topped off.
Yeah.
But since I'm not a professional, I don't have to worry about it. I just keep a few extra batteries around, and when one dies, I hand the fresh one to my wife.
So this is cool. My neighbor across the street they're moving to Florida. They're going to be out of here in about a month or 2. So he's always out there cleaning stuff out. Every day he's moved more stuff out of the garage. And he had his nephew living with him years ago, right? That's the kid I built the Camaro for. He comes over today, he goes, "Hey, you want this old box?" And I'm like, "Ooh, look at
that."
The logo, I was looking at it compared to, I have a wrench set of Snap-on wrenches that has all their logos from like 1920 to 2000.
Yeah.
So each wrench has a different version of the logo, and I couldn't find an exact match for this. I found some close ones. It was around 1944.
Yeah, that looks like late 40s, early 50s.
So, I'm not going to clean that up. I think that's going to go on eBay and find somebody who wants, an original old patinaed. I guess it was probably a socket set that came in. I don't know.
It's just a box by itself.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's metal, which is nice. It's it predates the plastic crap. Put your crayons in there, I guess. You can.
That's cool.
When did they start making plastic boxes? I mean,
they are
60s, 70s.
Oh, when did they start?
Oh,
yeah. When did? Because I don't remember the last time I got something that came in a metal box.
Well, I know the stuff I got was in the 80s.
It was mostly in the late 80s, early 90s.
See, but then again, even in the 80s, when I bought a vacuum gauge, and that came in a metal box.
Yeah, I mean, the last stuff. I mean, it was 20 years ago, but a lot of the last stuff that I bought, the only thing that I know that I bought that had a plastic case was like the radiator pressure tester.
Yeah, I know my compression tester is in a plastic box,
but I had a lot of socket stuff that was in boxes. I have a whole bunch of them. Anytime I can find them.
You know what? You just reminded me. Hang on.
So when Grandpa died, we got we got a bunch of his tools. We didn't get there fast enough to keep the other vultures away.
Oh.
Because a couple of his grandkids have tools, but they don't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
But I've got his first socket set that he got from Montgomery Ward's.
Wow, I had that set.
In a metal box.
Yeah.
Got this metal box.
Yeah.
Again, that's the older logo. This box, this is like pristine. And I just populated it with a 1/4-inch straw. I keep this down in the basement, just for when I got to do stuff down here. It's all extra stuff. Boy, this is an old. That's not a snap-on ratchet.
This one here is like 70 in the late. Well, this would be early 80s, but it's a Mako box.
That's
you
for red,
you open it up. You have your sockets on top.
Same as it. Yeah, this has like two,
and it has a drawer,
2 chambers. Oh, a drawer. That's cool. There's your stash drawer.
Fancy.
Nice.
And the drawer won't open when the lid's shut. See.
Nice.
Now that's handy because I'm always dropping things.
This one actually has a number on the back. AMP 8K 284.
That's the part number.
Oh, it's scratched. Usually they're KRA, the boxes. Yeah, KRA. Let's see if that shows up anywhere. Let's see. Let's try this. KRA 284.
And I got pretty lucky. I had a older guy, and he was going out. And then we used to have these are socket rails or trays, and they have a clip over on the side where they would hang on to the side of the box.
Well,
there used to be a drawer. I mean, it used to be a brace inside you could set them on.
That big one, that set that I asked you for a replacement socket for. I had that at the shop. And it's a Mako set of shallow 1/2-inch drive impacts, and it's got the handle that swings either way, and it has that lip. I used to keep it on the end of the of a tool tray, on the outside the box. And I have one in my toolbox now that's 1/4-inch. I just have Allen drivers in it because it just hangs on the divider on one of the drawers. That's a cool feature. I like that. They're saying that this KRA 284 was a 21-piece 3/8 drive SAE General socket set. They don't have a year. They got images. Yeah, there's the box. 1966, one guy is saying.
Yeah. I don't know where my other, but I had, they were pretty long because they had 1/2-inch sockets, but they were blue boxes, metal boxes. And when I find those things, I got 4 or 5 of those.
Right. Wow, here's a guy selling one on Shop OK. Just a box for $70.
Yeah.
It's in better shape than mine. Wow. Yeah. Okay, 284. Yeah, that old stuff it's pretty cool. I like stuff like that. So, yeah. Actually, again, the guys at DUD, when I was over there, were talking to me and saying, "Hey, well, how's Brian coming on that Mustang? Did you do anything with that car yet?" I was like, "He's getting there. Don't worry.
I'm getting there. I'm
circling around it."
Yeah,
because Dougie had just bought himself a 70 Chevelle SS. He was partners in the car back in the 80s, in the early 80s. Or was it the late 70s, early 80s? And then it got sold. And the guy who bought it is a fanatic. He's an engine builder. So it's a 396 car, 396, 375 horse, 4-speed, posi rear. And it's the color combination they used for the ad that year. It's red, black stripes with a tan interior.
Yeah.
I read an article about that. They felt that was the best color combination for the photography, so it would show the best. But and it's got the like the Magnum 500 wheels on it too. So this guy took it, and it's not a perfect, the paint isn't perfect or anything. It's got a few little flaws, but he's a nut. He rebuilt the engine, and then he was going to car shows, and he was in touch with Doug through the years and says, yeah, he took the car back, he pulled the engine back out. And Doug says, why? What happened? He goes, no, I got to change a few things. What are you changing? He goes, I'm taking out the Cleveite bearings, I'm putting in factory GM bearings. He's like, why? What are you doing that for? He goes, in case anybody ever questions that this car is not original. He's a big original. He's going to have original. I'm going to have original GM bearings in it. I'm like, listen, they don't drop oil pans at car shows checking bearings, So the way he got it, now the guy got older and he can't use it. So needed a water pump. So he took the pump off because it's got the part number, the correct part number for the engine. He took the rear plate off and he was going to repack the water pump. And so that's how Doug got it. The radiator was out, the pump was off. It was, I said, okay. So now I'm looking like, well, where are the seats? The seats are out of it. He goes, you're never going to believe it. The guy took the seats out and took them apart to put new springs in them.
Oh, wow.
They needed new springs. He says, no, he just figured because they were that old, he found a set of NOS springs, he would just put new springs in the seats. Like, guy's a nut.
Yeah, that guy is crazy.
That's crazy. But what a car. What a steal. I mean, the guy made him, gave him his price. Because I didn't even flinch. I didn't even take him down $1. Just gave what he wanted. It was like 34, 35 or something. Just pay it. Use the cars. It's all original, and it's a Survivor. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I did get a new Rat Fink diecast.
Okay, let's see.
And it's might have to take it out.
Oh, Hemi-Cuda.
A Hemi-Cuda.
Nice.
And it's
cool.
It's pretty
pretty
cool.
That's sharp. I like the color.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm really kind of surprised, most of our Mako ones, or all of them that I know of, this one doesn't have it. The Rat Fink doesn't have a Mako tattoo.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know. It's in the box, and it has the Mako logo. I mean, it's got the logo on the packaging and everything.
Right.
And it comes with the card, but I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
That it doesn't.
You know what I saw a commercial for? Have you seen a commercial for the new Hess truck this year?
Yes.
With the 2 drag races, and they show them, and they even say they're drag racing through the town. Like, wow, they're breaking all sorts of rules.
I'm going to have to try to find those.
What do you think that's going to sell for?
Well, the problem is they make so much of that stuff, and
Right.
I mean, it's I think I saw the commercial once, and I think there was I gotta Google it, I guess, because I think they had a place where you can order off the commercial.
Oh, it's saying $41.99.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if any of these are really the
thing that's different.
I'll see if this is a commercial or not. No, it takes me to morning blend. We don't want that. It's not what we want.
But I noticed this one.
Better than ever. For Christmas this year.
That was too quick. They don't really. That's not the full commercial.
Somebody tuning their radio?
No, I just played the commercial. 2018. No. Truck trends. There's so much on here. Well,
so I might have to order. I like the.
Let's see. If this will work. Oh, come on. Damn screens keep resizing themselves. Share screen. Okay. This is not the full commercial. This is only 10 seconds. But these are the cars.
Not playing. It didn't play on the air. It didn't play on the screen.
Not showing.
No.
Didn't it?
No.
Got music, but didn't get an image.
Do you see the screen now?
No.
What the hell? I selected it. Choose what to share.
See.
Screen 1. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's sweet.
You know, maybe they're not putting the tattoo on him because it could be socially unacceptable.
Well, they've had it on there from the get-go. I was kind of surprised. I'll have to ask the guys.
Actually, you'd think it'd be the other way around, that they'd have more tattoos. Nowadays, everything is more, as far as like tattoos and stuff, is more socially acceptable. You know, back in the day, you'd want them where you'd cover them up, or, you know, you had your military tattoos, but now it's
where you had to have them where they would be covered when you were in uniform.
Yeah, now it's, you can show them off. You can be sleeved, you know. There's almost everywhere. You know, places you used to not be able to.
It's pretty funny. My wife got her first tattoo about a couple of months ago uh, of a dragon that she wanted on her inside of her forearm here.
Yeah.
And it's not one person that we've met has said anything about the tattoo other than that's neat. Used to be people go, oh my God, what do you think you are? Some sort of gangster?
What are you, a
No.
gangster or a biker or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want on my inner forearm, I want to get a Chinese dragon. And on my other forearm, I want to get a panther.
Ah, yeah. Well, my wife's tattoo is of Grumpy Dragon, sort of like Grumpy Cat, but it's he's not a happy dragon. Somebody
Yeah.
took his coffee, I think.
Brian, new toy.
I have a couple, but they're all covered. My daughter has a bunch, and it's
even got torque
more
thrust
acceptable
on them.
now.
Yeah.
I like it's got the bumblebee stripe. I like that stripe. And you know, is it right the rocker panel trim too? The shark fin rocker panel trim.
Yep.
It was 1 year only.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. Is the bottom detailed?
Oh yeah.
All right. Gotta get out some silver paint, make that exhaust shine.
Yeah, and it's got an opening hood.
Exactly.
Oh, nice. No, it's all black. It's like my car.
Yeah.
I like when the hood. The trunk, the doors, all that stuff opens. It's neat.
Mm-hmm.
So I was when I saw this, I was like, oh, that's really cool, and I'm excited.
That's cool.
Now
So I'll tell you what I didn't find yet. I got to drill this hole in my intake for the water temperature sensor, and I found out they got one of the guys at the UD. His dad was a machinist, so he got a 3/8 24 or 3/8 18 pipe tap, but you need a 37/64 drill bit. It's like unobtainium. It's like 0.580 inches, so it's almost 600 thousandths. It's like I don't have anything that size. So
what size?
37/64. It comes out to 0.580125 inches.
37?
Yeah. It's on the chart. I've looked it up. It's there. 37/64. Yeah.
No, is that for the water temperature sensor? Is that for the sniper, for the Holly snipers?
Yeah.
Kit?
Yeah.
That might be
that's in your box, Ray.
Talk about a one-time use.
Oh, this only goes up to 29.
Yeah, I thought it might have been a letter drill. I looked at my letter drill set, but that only goes.
Yeah, this is leather. This is letter and fractional, and I think that's.
I didn't even see a letter equivalent.
And then I think there's. I want to call it. Because they have regular drill bits, and then they have mechanics, and I think they have machinists, right?
Well, that's a style of drill. It's not the size, really. It's a shorter length and it's like usually 116 degree pitch instead of 135. As far as I know.
Yeah. What do I know? I mean, I just drive around all day. Hey, I got my handy clamps.
Yeah, I saw the video. Like, hey, Brian made a video. Look at this.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
We picked a couple. God dang it. We picked a couple of those up at SEMA, the handy clamps.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I've had more frustration in my life trying to get a little nut or bolt in a hole you can't see, you can't feel it. It's not, and you want to break things. And unfortunately, when you break stuff, it costs you money.
Yes.
But I got one of those handy clamps, and I wished I'd have had this thing 20, 30 years ago because you just slide it up in there, and I love it. It was obviously built by somebody who was smarter than I was, but just as
He
frustrated.
was a farmer. The guy was a farmer out of Iowa.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So,
It makes
Brian,
sense.
how come the automotive handbook doesn't have tap drill sizes or anything under drill bits?
I don't know.
Huh.
I can't believe that. You said 37 what?
64ths. I wonder if my other handbook will have it.
Ray, I might have one on the truck.
That
would be 37. That's going to be over. That's going to be over a half inch.
Over. It's like point. I said it's 0.580125 inches. Give or take a couple.
Yeah. Because I do have a 4-piece. I have a 4-piece oversized set on the truck. I don't think it's in this catalog. Shit.
I still think maybe what I'm going to do is try and find a bung, which would be the larger size. Then the inside thread would be 3/8
Yeah.
and then just have it TIG welded into the manifold.
37. What was that again? 37.
64th.
Fourth.
What light keeps flashing by you?
Me?
You talking about me?
No,
Him or me?
Oh,
Go
the
to off.
TV. The
Oh,
TV's
okay.
fun.
Taps and dies, taps and dies, taps and dies. American National 386 thread. All right, let's see.
You
Where's
got football on?
Me? No, I got cops.
Ah. One of my favorite shows.
Yeah, I watched that. If I can't find if Adam 12 or Emergency or MASH isn't on, I got cops on. So
Yeah.
Did you see the episode of Cops? I think it's from 2019, early 2020, where the girl, there was a domestic dispute. These two girls started fighting. It was over a guy, and she's talking to him, and she got hit with a can of corn.
yeah.
God.
Yeah, I got
And it was her can of corn she bought that the other girl hit her with.
Yeah, it was
over
funny.
her head.
The best ever, though, the best one ever is when the lady flags down the cop and wants the cop to arrest the guy because wants her $10 back because she bought crack cocaine and it was plaster of Paris and it wasn't crack cocaine. And he wanted the cop to give her money back. And the cop goes, "So you want me to go get your $10 back because you were buying crack cocaine and it was plaster of Paris instead?" She said, "Yes."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I think she smoked too much of that crack coke.
Oh,
yeah.
That was
Brian. The one thing I found out is there's actually two specifications. There's a taper on pipe tap. There's a taper specification and a straight tap spec.
Yeah.
So I'm looking here, 3/8 18, pipe diameter is 675, and it's a 37/64 drill. If you go to 3/8 18, but in a straight pipe, which is really what this is, it's 675, and then it says 1930 seconds. So this temperature sender is straight. So I got to look for 1930 seconds. I think that's. I don't know when you would have tapered pipe. Well, no, there are some tapered pipe fittings. That's true, like elbows and whatever. Like I said, if I could find a bung, I think it would probably look maybe better just TIG welding it into the intake. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah.
No, I was on mute. In the comments, John Day put MPT taps are tapered.
There's taper and there's taper and straight is what the chart is saying. And I'm looking at the temperature sender, and it is a straight thread. It's not a tapered thread. I know some of the fittings I have been tapered. There's John. Yeah.
I just thought about it. I noticed that when I do water pipe, the thread is tapered when you cut it, and that way you screw it down. I wonder if that's what they're talking about.
Yes. 1930 seconds is 59375.
So do you have the manifold removed right now?
No, I didn't take it off yet. It's still on.
Getting all your ducks in a row first?
Yeah. And I just got to start somewhere,
Yeah. Well, the worst part is if you get started and you don't have all those ducks in a row, and then it's down. You can't enjoy driving it.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, and I got to work on the front, the back, the underside. I got to work on every part of the car to make this thing work. Because I got to do all this, the installation in the front. I got to put the sender in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
I got to drill the header for the oxygen sensor, and I have to run all the wires to interconnect there. I'm changing the distributor, putting in a different control box. I'm doing a whole changeover.
No, with the sender. Go ahead, Papa Squirrel. Sorry.
Is that your GTO?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, with the sender in the tank, it's got the fuel pump's going to be in the tank, right?
Yeah.
Now, did they provide you with the new? Because you're going to put it where the sending unit goes in, where it's already set up to go in on the tank, right? Did they send you? Did you get a? Did they send you with the kit, or do you have to order separately a setup for your tank for your car?
It's specific to the car. I'll show you.
Yeah, you got me. I'll be right back.
Yeah, because what I want to try to do is I want to replace the carburetor on my 78 Pontiac Phoenix, because I think it works.
So here's the pump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's the float. And it's all a weather pack connector to go into the harness. And it comes right, got the same mount on the tank that the other one has. So.
But did you get that through Holly? I mean, I understand it's specific to your car, and to your tank, but so it came through Holly?
I did, yeah. I bought right from them, yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, that's why I changed more than I had to, because I like to go to system approach. I believe if you get everything from the same manufacturer and they've spec'd it out, if you do have a problem, at least you're not calling them and saying, well, I got this part from you. I got brand X is this and brand Y that. Everything is theirs. And that's why we were talking about it. And I said, you can run this with pretty much any distributor you want. But we talked about timing control. And I said, do you guys have a distributor for that? And since Holly owns MSD, they do. So I said, send me the distributor. And what are we doing about a control box? And they make a control box, which is essentially an MSD box. It's branded as says Sniper on it though, and that'll all plug and play so that now the distributor and the control box will talk to the throttle body back and forth. So under load conditions, it'll automatically change the timing, just like in a modern car. It'll retard it and advance it. You know, it'll do whatever you want it to do. So it'll all be in that one package. So
yeah, I'd like to do something like that with that Dodge truck I have.
Yeah.
And then Papa Squirrel was saying, you said you got a Pontiac you want to do that with, Papa?
Yeah, I got a 78 Pontiac Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah.
That I want to, because it's got a 2-barrel on it, and I noticed that it's starting to surge a little bit, and we're going to have to replace it anyway. And I'm debating on fuel injection, because if you let the car sit too long, you have to prime the carb.
That's because the ethanol evaporates.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's why I'd like to get a.
They do make a 2-barrel Sniper system. I saw it I saw a couple of YouTube videos where they did it with a 2-barrel. But it's a lot of money, for just a straight up conversion. It really is,
Well, with the Sniper kit, you're looking at what, 1,500?
No, close to 3,000.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And that's before inflation, right?
Yeah, well, see, now I didn't buy everything new because I got the throttle bodies. The guy had these on his car and wasn't happy, so he took them off. So I got the 2 Sniper units and his fuel tank sending unit, which I can't use, plus all the harnesses and all of that. And I only paid him what did I pay him? Was it $800 or $1,000? I paid him $1,000. I paid him $1,000. Then, but I think that setup is with two snipers, a single sniper. I think you can get that whole setup for about $1,500 or $1,800.
Yeah, that's right. Because you got the 2. That's what I was
sniper.
thinking of, is the single setup with the 4-barrel setup for the Dodge.
Right. I don't know if I have.
Because right now I have an Edelbrock intake and an Edelbrock 4-barrel carb on it.
You know what? The dual I printed it. The dual Holly Sniper. It'll go up to 1,250 horsepower. The dual Sniper setup is 2,340.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not including the distributor and the control box. So it's a 300 here, 300 there. Yeah, it'll come. That'd be close to $3,000. So if you had to do it all from scratch for the dual. But yeah. And you got, like anything else, just got to follow the instructions very systematically. Do it the right way. It's just like putting in a lift. Don't skimp.
Yeah, don't race. Yeah, don't race through it. Don't skimp.
Because a couple things. Now,
here's your. Here it is. 1932.
1930 seconds. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
And I think I have the other one too. Because the other one, I think it's actually at my mom's house, or my dad's shop, because his dad was a plumber, and he did a lot of pipe. I mean, I got all those pipe the threads and dyes and all that stuff.
So that measures about 562, I think.
Because the biggest this size goes up to is 5/8.
That should be 0.59375.
And I know that when you said that size, because I remember it's a red case, and it had some really big drill bits in it. I mean, when I go over, I'll have to take a look. But I think
that would work. Do you have an American caliper there?
Do I have American caliper here?
The metric one. We always go through this. I'm measuring American.
This every time. Ray, I guess I'm going to have to buy one. So when I talk to my American friends,
you want me to send you one? I got them. I got a shelf. I got a shelf full of them here.
You could go biblical in Egyptian and measure in cubits.
Yeah, cubits.
Cubits.
Oh God.
Right.
Hold on.
We were going through something one day, Brian and I. We were talking. I forget what the hell we were talking about. We were talking about the measurement. He says, "Just measure it." So I took my veneer caliper and I'm measuring it, and he's like, "What? What? That doesn't make sense." He was looking for a metric number, and I'm giving him an American number.
You're giving him a standard number.
And then it's like I had to go switch calipers. Like, damn it, stick with the American system, will you? It's funny.
Which reminds me, I love it when you're working on a car and some of the bolts are SAE and some are metric.
Well, your Pontiac is like that. 'Cause in the mid '80s,
Yes, it
GM was
is.
known for that.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Half and half.
is. Which means when I start doing work on it, I'm going to have to be real careful to not.
The good thing is a lot of the bolts, a lot of times they would paint the metric ones blue. So you can
I'll
tell
have
just
to
by
look.
looking at them.
Yeah.
So if they haven't rusted by now,
In high school, I had an '82 Camaro, and I want to say it leaned more towards standard, but I want to say there was metric on it.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
First time I ran into that, I was working on a, what was it? Pontiac Sunbird or something, a 80s car. And I couldn't figure out why my wrench wasn't working right. And then I found out that it was a metric bolt. And I'm like, that's when I first ran into the metric American stuff. And my attitude was, look, guys, why don't you put all the same shit on it?
And depending on the socket or the wrench, some of them fit, better than others. Like, because some of the metric and American sizes are within a very close range.
I don't know what happened to it, Ray.
What was that? Oh, your caliper, huh?
Yeah, I usually have one laying out here, and
Does it have an American flag on it for American standards?
You're really starting to cause trouble today, Isaac. we can push that button. We can push that button. Yeah, it had American. Actually, damn it! I don't know what I'll have to get all my stuff together and then call you, Ray. But I don't
know if he's in earshot, but he walked. I don't know if he's in earshot, but he walked away. He said he is.
Oh, yeah.
He heard you.
Yeah, but it was funny because I remember, like I said, because
look, Tool Man, I just went to the shelf. I just grabbed one stack.
Holy crap! Look at all that. Oh, that's right. You showed me that. That's when you were giving them. They were cleaning out and throwing away or whatever, right?
One stack.
Yeah.
Brand new veneer calipers, American.
Yeah.
I will admit, if somebody was throwing out a stack of calipers in that, I'd take the whole damn thing myself.
Well, they weren't really throwing them out, but I was taking them.
Okay, you said that you were sort of like that military thing about what's that word? It's where you do non-documented requisition.
Oh yeah, I like that non-documented requisition. That's right.
I don't know who.
Invisible ink on the paper.
Yeah,
I'll sign it in invisible ink.
That's what our presidency is doing right now on the southern border, non-documented acquisition.
Yeah, very true.
I just thought of that bloody thing.
That's good.
I got to be careful. I might say it, and then they'll start using it, and
backtracking,
not giving me proper credit.
Exactly, copyrighted.
Or maybe they would give me credit, and there'd be a lot of pissed off people after me. So
yeah, black SUVs outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's why I didn't recommend that airmen should wear crash helmets on base. to protect themselves in an accident,
Uh,
because they would probably take that seriously and start making us wear helmets on base for safety. And I've only been retired 25 years, and I ain't about to let nobody come after me for that.
right.
Because the stupider recommendation you make, the more likely they are to listen.
They'll take it. Yeah.
Yes.
I have a couple digital ones, but no batteries.
No, see, that's the problem with a digital caliper.
Brian, you sound like us. We got some digital calipers here. And the reason I got them is because I have a hell of a time reading regular calipers. I really do.
You know what I started doing? I do have a couple of digital calipers, and the only thing I like about it is that it'll do metric or American,
Right?
both. But I found that after I use it, just like the digital torque wrench, I pop the battery tray out and I make sure the battery isn't in contact because it'll drain. They do drain even when they're off.
Well, that's what happened. I took the batteries out of this because I didn't want them corrode or whatever.
You got to keep the battery in the case though, so you can you have it handy to put back in. It's probably a 2016 or a 2032 lithium battery. But the mechanical ones never let you down.
Yeah.
Nope.
Here, Brian, to appease you.
God.
Oh, yeah. Yep, the Joker.
No, it's the Riddler.
Oh, the Riddler. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Riddler.
Yeah.
Frank Gorshin.
Yeah, I passed that set up. I only bought the 66. I mean, the only one I have is the original one. I don't. I saw the Joker one the other day. I've passed it a couple times. I've thought about it.
Is that in the grocery store?
That was at Target.
Target.
I don't know if it was in the grocery store or Target.
We're going food shopping tomorrow, but I'm not going to the store that has those. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, look at that. You got the,
That's cool. That's a neat car.
Yeah, that car. I thought that car looked sexy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I like the lines on it.
Yeah,
Streamliner. I like that name.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
those I picked up in the grocery store.
They have a Catwoman one too. Is on the back? Do they show the 5? There's 5 or 6 right on the back of it.
There's 5, but it's the Screamliner, it's the Batman. Oh hell, I don't have my glass.
Is that from the same series that I've been buying?
No,
it's a
Yeah, it's a bigger car.
Batman. It's real.
You know, when I was in the other supermarket last week, I started looking at that display where I got that little Batmobile and
that's just the regular main line.
And I saw one of the other cars. This was 2 of 5. I think I saw 3, and it was like I think it was Tony Hawk. It was a Tony Hawk skateboard thing or something.
No, that was a different series. The Batman one, the Batman ones. Actually, I almost sent you a picture because I opened a case up the other day and they had 2 more from that Batman series. They had I can't remember.
They have the 5 on here. They don't have the one for Catwoman though. But there were some different ones that aren't on the back of here, and they were Batman series.
It should say.
Is it a 2-part series? Do you know?
I don't know. No, that one.
This should say the other vehicles that are on it. Doesn't it tell you the?
No, not on the main lines.
It doesn't.
No, not on the. That's just a regular mainline package. There you have, Ray.
Yeah. Okay. Classic TV series Batmobile. It looks like it gets stuck between 2 tractor trailers. It's like the size of a smart car.
Oh, it's funny too because the last show you showed that, Ray, and that weekend I had to run up to Walmart and I was like, I gotta go by the Hot Wheels and look, and there was the package for that. Somebody had ripped the package open and took the car. I was like, hey, I just saw that car. And then I was like, but not the one that's missing.
Right.
So in the A case for 2023, in the A case, that Batman car that you have, the squashed up one, is going to be the treasure hunt.
Oh.
And it's red.
Oh.
It's red in color.
Cool.
So
neat.
Yeah, I didn't do much. But Brianna got me one. She's so funny. She goes, I was walking by and I saw this and I had to get it for you. And I was like, okay. And it was the Sweet Driver. And it's a little cupcake.
Ah, that's cute.
Oh yeah, I saw that one
That's
the other
cute.
day.
Nice.
So like I said, right on this one, this is for the fast food section. See, it has fast food.
Yeah.
And this is car 3 of 5.
Right.
And they did one that's a taco. And they did one that was Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Uh-huh.
And they, like I said, there's another new one's looks like a Jello. It's like a Jello mold king.
Like the Jello mold.
I'd buy that set.
So
I want the taco one because that's my favorite food.
And, the other thing that my daughter got me last year that I haven't opened is this thing. It's still sealed. It's got a plastic seal on it. I haven't opened it, and I'm like, I really want to open it and see what the hell's in there. But I don't know if I should open it.
Open it, Ray.
Not unless you get another one.
Limited edition. Edition limited, 5,000 pieces. Well, she paid $20 for this thing too.
Damn.
Vinyl soda, neon rat fink, 11/28/21.
But that's a doll in there, right?
Yeah, it says collectible figure.
Yeah, it's
I guess it's this. He looks like this.
Yeah, it's a doll. It's like a Beanie Baby.
It's Funko soda figure. So, oh well.
Yeah. So, but when I go over to my mom's house this weekend, I'll have to see if I can find that drill because I know my dad had, or his dad, because I was like, man, these are some big ass drill bits.
Yeah.
And because my dad's got all his tool, or from his plumbing company, he's got all the dies, the threaders, the pipe cutter, the actual tripod thing that they cut the pipes in the thread.
Yeah.
My
I just have the hand die. I have the hand one.
Yeah, my grandfather was a tough old bird. He snipped the end of his finger off on that thing and pulled it out, chucked it on the ground, and kept working. In the meantime, when he did that, he pulled all the nerve endings out from up his whole arm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Yikes.
Yeah. But that stuff, like I said, I don't know what I would ever do with it, but I was like, my dad couldn't get rid of it because it was his dad's.
Now, Milwaukee sells a battery powered, a battery powered pipe threader.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really cool. I mean, if you're on a job, that thing, I don't know. I'm sure it doesn't have the torque that the full size, the powered machine does, but
I don't know.
I would think if you're doing half or 3/4, you should be okay. And certainly with half. I guess if you're doing bigger, 1.5 or 2 or anything bigger, that'd be the small one probably doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it doesn't even have the right size jaw.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, like I said, I got the handle with the dies, and I do it manually. Because you're only making, an inch, 2 inches of thread on a pipe. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
And the die's got to be about almost an inch deep.
And you're not doing hundreds of them in a stretch either.
Yeah, depending on what you're doing, depending how big the plumbing job is. Yeah, if you're just doing a repair or something, you just piecing something in, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that's and I well, it's not here. I even dug out your hydraulic press thing too, Ray, when you're ready to do your lines
The hydraulic press thing.
for your AC lines.
Oh, that right. Yeah.
Oh, I pulled it out. Actually, like I said, when I moved my stuff, I've gone through. I mean, I've gone through so much stuff, dude. It's amazing how much shit you have. I couldn't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine if I said, "Oh, let's move." There's no way, dude.
Well, that's what I'm facing now. It's like the thought of a move, and I'm like, I look around, I'm like, oh my god, it's like ridiculous.
And it's different. I mean, well, I shouldn't say really different, but if I could see myself if I was 30 again, I could see like throwing the stuff away because I'd recollect it all. But now it's like I don't have that much time to collect it all. I mean,
well, it's like I was thinking, my buddy's son from the shop, he had told me he wants to buy my house. He says, I'll buy a house. So that'd be great if he does, because he doesn't care about a lot of the stuff I did that other people might squawk. He says, I want it the way it is. So I'm already thinking, like, if it was him, I got this a full-size metal bench in my basement here. And I remember I brought a lot of stuff down here. The desk I'm sitting at is like 5.5 feet. I got file cabinets, a fish tank, but we got all that stuff down pretty easy. This bench, it's a full-size metal bench with legs and it doesn't come apart. And we got it down, and then I got it into the boiler room, which I still don't know how the hell we did it. I know one thing, it's not coming out. Not on my watch, it's not coming out. So like he gets to keep the bench. And then I'm thinking in the garage, I have 16-foot butcher block bench that was out of a school with power on it. I said, you know what? I got the metal legs. I'll leave that. I'm even thinking like, maybe I'll just leave my compressor. It's an 80-gallon tank, dual stage compressor. It's like, I don't want to move that thing. Buy another one. Just like leave it behind.
Yeah, it's crazy because I look around, like I said, and I can't. Well, I can tell that I've cleaned out because I got more space. I mean, as you can see, I don't have my huge wall that I normally have.
Well, that's why I thought you were somewhere else, because I didn't see the same. We didn't see the same background. Yeah,
and hopefully, and I'm going to get rid of my ceiling, my lights. Yeah. Well, I pulled this out of. I went into one of my shops that was being closed down, and the guy said I could have anything that was left, because he said the weekend the bulldozer's coming and they're going over, and that was the shop. I don't know if you remember me telling you that they had a set of aluminum GTO drums.
Oh, no, I don't
brand
remember.
New in the box.
Wow.
And it sat up. It was on the very top shelf in the back room. And it was funny because I should have never, ever said anything, because I walked in and I looked around and I saw them up on the shelf. And I said something, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I forgot about those." I mean, he probably would have, but they were, I guess, 11-inch. Were they 11-inch aluminum? I mean, they were pretty big.
You know what? That's the problem with the GTOs. The brakes are always undersized. They kept the 6-cylinder brakes. They were 9 by 1.5.
Is that what it was? They looked pretty big. I mean, they were aluminum.
The fins make them look bigger.
Yeah. So, so it was funny because I was in that shop on a Thursday, and he said, next week they're bulldozing the place. So I went down there Saturday morning, and sure enough, they already had the gate up around the place and everything. And I was like, damn, I'm not going to be able to get in here. And it was funny. I just realized there was no lock. So I opened the gate up, drove the tool truck, backed it in there, and I grabbed They had 8 or 9 of those knee off
parts cabinet.
The tune-up cabinets.
Nice.
And I was sitting there, and they had those ceiling. I mean, the ceiling in there, and all I did was I just clipped the hangers, and I pulled down the, like they were like 6 feet sections, and they all with the tiles and everything still on there. I just slid them in the back of the tool truck. They were all lined up. Came to the house, opened the garage door, slid them all out, and hung them up.
How did you? Because it looks like you got a nice concrete ceiling up there.
No, that's the tiles.
No, on the other side, by where that other light is.
Over your shoulder.
Yeah, over your shoulder. The ceiling.
That's just
Other
regular
shoulder.
drywall.
Other shoulder.
Your right hand shoulder.
That's just drywall.
Okay.
That's
So what
just
do you do?
regular.
Put eyelets in or something?
Yeah, I just found the studs, put eyelids, and looped the hangers, and ran the thing. And I did this. I mean, that was the only thing I missed out on. That was he was selling a pipe bender, and that weekend is when I got the staph infection in my arm, and they had to cut my arm open. And I missed that week. And I came back, and he said, "Oh, I knew you wanted it, but some dude came and he laid down $500 and took it." And I was like, man, I don't know what I would. I guess I'd be making exhaust right now.
Well, that's all right. So I was only going to give you 2. So I guess
was it a hand operated?
It was one of those big, like a muffler shop. It had the index card that you put in, and it did the bends and everything. It was a fairly expensive machine.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
you missed out.
Yeah, I was. So, but I grabbed all that stuff, and there was a handful of other little stuff that I grabbed, and like I said, that was. It was funny because over the time period, the what are those things called? Resistors or not?
The ballast.
The ballasts, and those are like commercial grade, or I mean, it's because it came, so it's like trying to find them. Were like, I'm sure today I could probably Google it and find them.
Right.
But I've been buying. They have those. They call them flat LED lights, and they're the same size as what the bulbs were, but it's like I think they're 5,000 lumens or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to put in instead. That's one of the. So I can have the lighting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's they actually came down because I think they were something like. Of course, I waited. I mean, like I said, I've been waiting for them to come down, but I think there was something like $68 now or $70 now for those. They call them like flat screen LEDs,
right?
Lighting. And they're dimmable. I mean, you can dim them.
Oh, nice.
So,
back when I was about 18, 19, somewhere around there, I worked in a department store, and we used to have to change those stupid ballast resistors.
Yeah.
We had. I worked on the shipping dock, and I worked the night shift, so I picked up the trash, kept the floor stocked if somebody came in and was looking for something at night. And then I'd have to go around and check the lights, and once in a while I'd have to help out on the ballast resistor. I'd have to come in on a Sunday early enough in the day because I had a decent manager that, he didn't just throw it at me and say, "Here, young kid, go do this." He'd say, "I'm gonna have you come in a little early and give me a hand and teach you something." Some that I never pursued afterwards.
No, that's good. What the hell?
Yeah. It was an experience. It was fun.
How many ballast resistors do you have to change now? I haven't even seen any of them in a while.
Yeah, I think the only ones I've seen is on my dad's shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even say it, but I've never had one go bad at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, I know the building I took this out of, had been there for quite a while. So I don't even know how old these ballasts are.
Yeah.
And I know the first time, the first time I went to look at them, because it's the number on them, when I
think
told the
he's
guy,
looking at coming up.
when I told him what the number was, he's like, "That's commercial. You have to go to so and so place." And I didn't have a.
I wonder what makes the difference in a commercial or a residential ballast. It's the same voltage.
I think the commercial ones are just built to last a lot longer.
Yeah,
because
I mean, these things are pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like a good, decent brick size.
Yeah, these
When we were
these
doing-
things are
yeah.
like a brick. You're absolutely. I mean, these things are really big. And I had a buddy that's an electrician, and he told me that, that those were, you had to buy those, and I think it comes in a pack of 10 or something. It's all set up for.
Yeah, we had there was. I think you're right. It was 5 to 10 because there was a square box. They were like double stacked and then stacked side by side and everything. And that box was pretty heavy.
Yeah. And of course, like I said, this was, I mean, when I got all this stuff out, this was over 15 years ago, I guess, or close to that. And who knows how old those things were before.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
and I just remember the first set of light. And the funny thing is, I've got like 4 or 5 more. That's what I ended up doing. I ended up taking a ballast out of one of my other ones that I had in the shed, and put it in to make the lights work. And then just over the last couple of years, I've lost a couple of lights. I think I only have like 2 that work.
Yeah.
But those ones, huh?
Just start getting your LED lights and putting them up there.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been buying, and like I said, I bought another one the other day, and I'm gonna put them up. But it was funny when I put these things in, man. When you have all the lights on, the humming is pretty intense.
Yeah.
And with the low ceiling, and like I said, it's I was like, man, I might stump my growth or something, some kind of radiation thing going on down here.
Well, yeah,
I think you would have done that by now, and you sure haven't. So
if you walk in a department store with all the lights turned on and it, just completely empty, you'll hear that hum, that buzz.
Yeah.
At least way back when. I don't know if they're LEDs now, but that when you mentioned that, it kind of gave me a flashback. When
the Kmart closed up, we had a Kmart that closed up, and it was, like I said, it had been there forever. It was a fairly old place. It had that smell, that it had been around for a while. And I went in there on one of the last days because everything was like 70%. They were selling like the forklift, and they had
super blue light special.
Yeah, well, anything that was left over, they had. I really wanted. They had a couple of money counters, and they had money counters and coin counters, and they had a couple safes that they had, and I was a day. I mean, I was 20 minutes late. Some dude came in there and bought it all.
Wow.
And but it was funny. That place was empty, but all the lights were on, and with nothing else, and nothing to absorb that sound. Walking in there, it was really weird because you could hear that humming going from those lights. I wanted the forklift.
Oh yeah,
But
something like that.
Yeah, I wanted the forklift, but I couldn't get them down anymore.
How much were they asking, if you remember?
I had them down to $1,800. Or they were at 18, and I wanted to do 1,000.
Was it a electric powered one, or what was it?
Propane.
Yeah.
You come across every once in a while. There's a military auction, and every once in a while they come across $500-600. I like to, if I can find one, or if I can get one, I'd get one.
Yeah.
Well, just like an old propane forklift, I'm running out of gas.
Come on, Ray.
I agree with you, Ray, because it's getting, for me, it's getting supper time.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. I'm a couple hours over my supper time.
Well, it's after midnight here, so I got to get up to watch Leave It to Beaver tomorrow. Come on.
Oh yeah, important things, right?
I got an important schedule in my life now, and that's coffee and Leave It to Beaver.
Mash. I dream of Genie.
It's all good.
Bonanza.
Gunsmoke.
Yes. Bonanza and Gunsmoke. Good stuff.
Okay. Have gun, will travel.
Yes.
Right.
Or Rawhide.
Yeah.
Rawhide.
With young Rowdy Yates.
Right. Rowdy Yates. Good country tune.
Man, those
are
classics. Yeah. Or Wagon Train.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here I think they call it Me TV.
Yeah. TV here.
My mom watches all the West. Well, hi Mom. I'm telling on you if you're watching, which she probably is. Yeah, she watches all the Westerns.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was going to take a picture today, and I it was too late, but I saw, on Adam 12, they had switched over to the new 1970 AMC police car.
Oh, yeah?
And they made clear shot, like they pulled up to a scene, and you could clearly see that 401 badge on the fender. In fact, I thought it was going to be quick, so I was going to reach for the phone, but by the time you open it, get it into camera, I zoom in a little, I figured it'd be gone. And they hung on that scene. I was like, damn, they won't show you the brand, but they'll show you the engine.
Yeah.
I thought that was very strange.
Yeah.
Adam 12, is that the one with William Shatner?
No.
No.
That was TJ Hunter.
That's right. TJ Hooker.
TJ Hooker, right? Not Hunter.
Hunter.
Right.
Yeah. Hunter was another guy.
Right. Hunter was the other guy. That was right. Yeah.
Hunter was Fred Dreyer.
Right?
Yeah, from the LA Rams.
Yeah. No, this was
Reed my dad loved that show.
Reed and what was the other guys?
What?
It was Reed. No, Reed and Malloy, right? And
right.
Yeah.
And Bing Crosby's son played the other cop, the pain in the ass with the blonde hair.
Yeah.
The hell was it? I only watch it every day.
Oh,
I know.
Now, do you have a channel like Me TV type of channel you watch it on, or do you have it on a DVD box set?
I watch that on Me TV.
Yeah.
And Emergencies on Cozy TV.
Cozy.
Yeah.
And
I do have the whole 7 seasons of Emergency on DVD. I bought the box.
Do you have Antenna TV?
I have Antenna TV too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got all the modern stuff out here on the East Coast. Come on.
Oh, really? Jeez.
we have a place here that sells used books, guitars, drums, video game stuff, movies, TV series. I just got I think season 1 of Charlie's Angels.
I need some Adam 12 series. I need some Adam 12 episodes. I only have I think 3 seasons. I need a couple more seasons. I watch them on Amazon to see, and some seasons just happen to be more money than others.
Yeah, sometimes it's even at this place. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you walk in and it's $7 for a season, and then sometimes you may because I like chips. Chips
Me too.
was my thing. And my oldest son, before he went to the army, we'd sit here and watch Chips, and he'd always joke about Eric Estrada, how he would strike a pose, like flex somehow as he's pointing.
I got to show you one of the coolest shirts I got when I was down in South Carolina.
Fish and chips.
And
God.
And it's two trout dressed as cops on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Just happen to have this handy.
Yeah.
You said Adam 12. You said what seasons are you looking for?
I'll send you a text to let you know because I already shut my phone off and I have them saved in there. Chips. I bought the whole season. I mean the whole run on DVD, and it was pretty good. It was a very good price, and I was kind of leery. And when I got it, I saw it was copies from somebody had copied it off the TV, but it was done like Chinese. Some Chinese person did it.
Oh yeah, it's classic.
But you also got the episode or the seasons with Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh yeah. With Bruce. That was like season 6. Not my favorite. I don't think
it was one of the last ones.
Even when Bobby was on, when they switched over. There was a contract dispute and Ponch walked out. So
yeah, that's always something like that. You know, even the original Dukes of Hazzard, and then when they changed and the cousins took their place, and worst to me the spit in the face was they were dressed the same.
Right.
At least dress them a little bit different.
The thing with all of those TV shows, I always think the later seasons usually were better. Like Adam 12 and Emergency, especially. They were so much better in the later seasons. Chips, I don't think so because they had the character changes.
But the problem with Emergency, they got better. But then with the very last season, when they made those short movie things, they were, those were terrible.
Well, the thing with that is they were under contract for another run of shows, but it was only DeSoto and Gage. It was only those 2 characters who were still under contract.
Yeah.
So they had to make the movies, which sucked.
Yeah.
But the thing that killed, the rest of the fire crew wasn't in there. In one or 2 of them, they do have the hospital.
Yeah, they would. They were probably takeouts from the other season.
I have the book. I should look at it and see. I have the Emergency book, but
because you know how they are. Once they own something, they can use it. But
they were under contract for another season, so they had to do those movies. And that's why they went to San Francisco and the convention and blah, blah, blah. And Puget Sound. Yeah, definitely not my favorite.
The other thing with Chips, too, is didn't it start in like 78 or 79? Because I know the early seasons has a lot of the 70s-ish, the disco.
Oh, hell yeah.
There was some of that still going on in the early 80s, but it was a lot heavier on Chips. And then as the years went on, it kind of
you're right. It changed
somewhat, dropped off, but not much.
I need a light to see back there.
Oh yeah, that I remember. My dad and I think it was Thursdays or Friday nights. Chips would come on, and we'd sit there like clockwork. We'd eat dinner or whatever, and then when it would come on, I'd get to stay up to watch Chips.
All right, I'll admit it. Look. I even bought Eric Estrada's book.
Oh Lord, look at that.
Yeah, and look what they put on the back. They put his picture from one of the pictures from Chips.
Yeah,
that was one of his iconic. I think that was when he was doing the thing for the jeans company. It was the hell's the name of those? I don't remember. Yeah, this is a pretty good book. He really told a lot of stuff in here.
Well, he was born and raised back there, right?
Harlem. He was born in Harlem.
Yeah.
And the thing was, he kept getting parts as he kept getting Hispanic parts, but he's not Spanish. He's Italian. But
he's Italian?
He looked so Spanish, and he didn't know how to speak Spanish either. So he had to learn it for the show. He had to learn enough just to get by, because he says, I didn't know this stuff. They figured I think he was probably mixed, maybe part Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I thought he was Puerto Rican.
Yeah, half and half. But he says, I grew up in like an Italian household in Harlem. And he says, I once I saw that's what they wanted, he goes, I wasn't going to tell them I didn't know how to speak Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
So we learned enough just to do it. And, John Baker, he had been I'm trying to remember now if he was a Marine or if he was in the Army Air Cav. He was a decorated war veteran. He was in Vietnam. He was a very...
They said the first episode of Chips was 1983.
83? Oh, wow. That doesn't sound right.
May 1st, 1983. First episode.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh, wait. No. You're right. Because they said the original release date was 77.
77. Yeah, okay. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's way too much disco for it to be 83.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was you take about half the disco out, and then we're at 83. But it was way too much disco for
I mean, come on! They did the roller disco episode. They did the episodes of the disco. They delivered a baby in a discotheque.
Yeah, so it was 77 to 83.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. And then Chip 99 came out, the movie in 99. That was pretty good. That was a reunion. And then the new one that came out a few years ago, I didn't even watch that for like a year and a half.
Oh, the movie, yeah.
And then I did. And I said, you know what? All right. It was kind of stupid. It was.
We gave it a chance. My son. I think my son was on. Leave, and we watched it, and we could see they were making fun of the late 70s, the 80s filming style. Because I mean, you look back and watch some of it now, and it's kind of corny and stuff, but they went way too overboard,
right?
And I wouldn't say that I wouldn't watch it again or maybe even own it. I'm not saying I own it because I'm pretty sure I don't. But I'm not saying I wouldn't own it. But it's one of those I walked away a little irritated.
Right. Well. Before we get more irritated, what do I got to say to the people who are waiting outside? That want to go out there.
See if they have a ham sandwich. I'm hungry now. We didn't even get into the food tonight, boys.
We were being good. We were trying to help you out here. Come on.
I know.
Yeah, I want to. It's because I want to eat tonight. Remember what I said last time? I want to make sure I eat tonight.
Right.
I came directly from a game and got on, so I gotta eat.
All right.
Okay, for anybody waiting to help Ray take out the trash, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But please, for your own safety and for ours, don't follow us home.
Right.
There you go.
Later,
all right,
guys.
Fellas, so for Lewis Lee, back from SEMA, but being sick, like a couple of us are, of course, the infamous Macco Man Brian and the infamous Arizonian Coach Isaac, and of course, the one and only iconic Papa Squirrel from out there in California. We're signing off. We'll be back next week. We'll do it again.
All right, guys. You all be safe.
All right, fellas. Have a good
You
week.
too.
Well, I'll see you guys on Sunday on the radio.
You got it.
Definitely.